And I loot sometimes everybody. So I'm making money in Bounty Clash. Sure, that needs some trades. I give you that. But you cannot go up to $1,000. I would say Bounty Clash the token should give at max 500. If people don't want to invest in the trades that give them money to play the game mode, yeah, okay, then so be it. But if you give more money and people have the trades, it's kind of like farming money. And I think it's also good to have a game mode where you're actually losing a bit. Because everybody tells me, hey man, I always have too much money, what am I supposed to do with that? One thing that I find kind of obnoxious though was that you could not pledge in Bounty Clash. So ideally you play a free hunter, you go bounty hunt, you get a couple clues, you go to the supply points, you take the toolboxes, you go to the supply point for pledging, then you have some free consumables, you have some skill points from killing maybe a meathead or two, and then you go Bounty Clash. Yay. But honestly, the most important thing is that you get pledged, because stuff like Surefoot, for example, gives you a winning edge against other people. Not playing with Surefoot or playing unpledged in general, you will feel this. Especially I as a solo, whenever I went in there and I was not pledged, I'm like, slow walking while healing sucks. So yeah, please put somewhere where you can pledge. I don't know, I'm kind of missing this. I like it though that there's not too many supply points, or there are no supply points on the map. You can find some ammo and medkits, but that's kind of it. Okay, what else is there? Now, one thing that I disliked, and honestly this is something that the team can actually not fix, the game mode is getting, as I expected before they introduced it, a little bit too Battlefield-ish after a while. So I can play this game mode and I'm missing it since we don't have it right now. It should come back the weekend or hopefully maybe for Twitch drops, who knows. But yeah, I can play this for a couple matches and then I'm like, okay, let's go bounty hunt. Because otherwise I'm missing the hunt of Hunt Showdown. I like hunting people, I like trying to, you know, well, guess, anticipate the next step of my enemy. Stuff like that is cool, and whenever it works and I can ambush people, because I work with the information that they're giving me, like triggering crows and revealing their loadouts and stuff like that, that feels so good. And I don't have that in Bounty Clash that much. You can still do smart plays, so it's not like you can play this with, you know, there are no tactics, that would be wrong. But it's not Hunt Showdown anymore. And for a couple of matches, it's nice, but then it's getting kind of Battlefield-ish / almost boring. So the last point was a little bit harsh, so let's get a final conclusion here before we go to the gameplay clips. I like it. I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm not hating on this game mode, and it's actually great to sprinkle it in between Bounty Hunt. I stream right now a mix of Bounty Hunt and Bounty Clash, and that is really great. Sometimes Bounty Hunt is really slow and really annoying because nobody pushes. You get like 3 nighttime matches and people just straight up extract it. There are no enemies, and when they are, they're sitting in the bushes, and it's tiresome. I don't have the patience to play this sometimes. And then I sprinkle in 2 or 3 Bounty Clashes, get my speed, get my action, and then I can go back to Bounty Hunt, and it's great. So I'm happy that they add the game mode. It's definitely something that should stay. I hope that the queue times can work with this, because otherwise it would be a shame. If you didn't play Bounty Clash yet, it should come back again. It's a weekend mode for now. I hope they will change this actually. Yeah, so opinions can change. And give credit where credit is due. And I like this game mode. Is it ideal? No. Does it need work? Yes. But for now, thumbs up. Now let's have a look at the gameplay. And first we're gonna hunt a little bit with the new Maynard sniper, together with bleed ammo, which is really fun in compounds, and the short auto 4. Well, let's take the high ground real quick. This is so dumb. Oh, come on, dude. I want that cool hip fire, and this is how I die. I'm coming for you.
The spirit has wandered into the hunting grounds.
I'm gonna die again to falling. Fuck. Stop! Fuck's sake! The only one who kills me is myself! Fucking stupid gameplay. See, railings would have saved you. If I go for style points, no railing that. Oh, I have Doctor. No railings will ever save me, my friend. Wait, are they gone? They're gone. Okay, let me loot. So yeah, Maynard Sniper together with the Auto 4 is an awesome combo and not super expensive. And you have something for mid to long range with the Maynard Sniper, not super long range due to the rather slow bleed round. And whenever you can pull it off short to mid range with the scope, it's sometimes a bit difficult. To apply that high damage shot with bleed, people are in trouble. And if they're really close, you have the Auto 4, which is pretty fun. Not a lot of ammo though, but what you're gonna do. Now, I said already in the previous chapters that not everybody is playing sweaty, try-hard loadouts. Some people play Beetles, or memes in general. But Beetles, I see them more and more, and sometimes people bring a lot of them. And they're hot.
Another mind breaks and joins the tectonic host.
Oh my god. Bar saved, bitches! Okay, 3 fire beetle. You are okay. I love you, but which team is it? They did what you might do. I would never ever do something like this. I'm a civilized person, okay? I'm sorry. Oh my god. Fuck. Oh my god, dude, fuck off with this shit. The next one is coming, fuck off now. Oh my god, this is not gonna work, right? Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god, please, almighty. Fuck you and your Beatles. Buckshot is king. They aren't done yet? Bro, I swear. It's okay, I can tank it. They're doing nothing with this. They're legit doing nothing with this. I can tank even one more. I just regenerate everything. What the fuck is this? Who tells people to play that way? They're probably like, oh my god, this guy's probably almost dead. Keep burning him. And I'm like, self-skin and big bars.
I'm not ready yet.
Kinda cute and kinda funny. This is cute and funny.
I'm low on fury.
You know? Well, the moment you don't have
wait.
self-skin and the moment you have small bars, this is not cute and funny anymore. You will be pretty pissed.
I'm low on fury. I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough fury. I'm not ready yet.
It's cute and funny to them. I mean, fair enough. I mean, it is funny.
I'm low on fury.
I mean, if I would have lost bars, I would have extracted.
Wait.
Okay, so... Because this game mode with missing bars, fuck no.
I need more time. I don't have enough fury.
I'm just sad that I don't have Lightfoot right now.
Hello. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, this is the crime scene. I can still hear the aftermath from them.
Another mind breaks and joins the psychotic host.
I need time to do that. I'm out of fury.
Another mind breaks and joins the psychotic host.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Impressive.
Oh, baby, what the fuck's going on?
I must wait.
Come on, lightning! Bro, what the fuck, man? Did we have an explosive uppercut enjoy in the lobby?
And joins the psychotic host.
I need more fury.
You think I can go up there?
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I found more of this stinking ichor. Follow the trail of it along the river's edge to the roots of a mangrove, where it had collected and congealed into a teeming boil. The veil is thin here, too, like the last. Why does the blight creep so close to our ritual sites? It was not possible to toll the dead. The bones, too many. I burned it all. Next time, I'll plug my nostrils with biteberries first. The stench was unholy.
Spoiler, that didn't feel good. And this should not have worked, ever. Like ever.
Let's go.
Let's go! Are you the Beetle Gang?
No, we killed them.
There's one more southwest. Dead.
Calling. They come from the depths to join the watchful.
Are we gonna be nice to each other, or what's the plan here? I just need to know. I'm just here for killing, I don't need the token.
Oh, yeah, what skin are you? We are tier 1s, 300.
Okay. So we are friendly?
Yeah, as long as we can keep the bounty.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's go after Felis then. Yum, 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 yum.
I don't have enough fury. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Wait! Jesus! All good.
Oh, so it's 50.
I must wait.
Another mind waits and joins.
Do you have sights? There's 2 bodies here that you can loot. Woo! Nice. Yes, fill your pockets. I don't need anything, so you can just grab whatever you
Not
want.
ready yet.
Oh shit, I just realized I'm fearless too. Okay, now I understand this is kind of confusing.
I'm not ready yet.
Felled another blighted creature. This one was different from the shambling
In my
masses
defense,
of
I
tar
was
and
sick. The
corpse
tier 1s were
bits.
actually kind of smart because they were
This
asking about my skin and I
was a
could not
man.
hear it in the heat of battle.
Thick
So
tendrils
yeah,
of
I
tar
totally
coiled
forgot that I'm
around
not
his
used to it.
body
I'm
like a
why are these
serpent.
dudes shooting at me now? How
Ichor
rude.
streamed
But
from
okay,
his
then
blackened
also
eyes,
something that is very
hissing
important,
and
you can extract whatever
steaming
you
on
want
his
to.
cheeks.
So when you're
If he
solo,
understood my words,
you know,
he
yoink the
showed
token.
no signs of it.
And you
Nor
have a
any
wall of orange in front
emotion
of you.
or essence beyond
Punch
the
a hole in
instinct
there.
to draw breath
And
and
GG.
to kill. Had my training failed me, had I fallen,
Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Jesus Christ.
I'm not ready enough fury.
Dude, you already did that yesterday, you crazy bastard. Did what you should do.
I'm not ready yet.
Journey!
One can walk through a door, this is understood. It takes you from here to there. But what if the door walks? Does it take there to you? Or there to here?
Can you thank you very much for
Defies all logic,
25
but the
gifted
realm
subs,
walkers
dude?
are just so.
I see a couple
Walking
thanks in the chat.
doorways to realms unknown. Bringing there to, well, everywhere. Why would such a ridiculous thing
Benny
need
the
to
Legend,
exist?
appreciate that.
Even almost cannot say.
Oh shit, I'm burning my money. I don't have vulture, it's fine.
When do you drink a poison to kill another man? Of all evils, the Lord of Hatred, Mephisto, may be the most insidious.
Dude, being up here on the roof
Confine
is...
hatred, to hold it, is
Dude,
to find
next...
yourself.
Yeah, I was just about to say, dude. Next level is too
Zakarumland
good.
is best known too well, and the hunter who suffered for it.
I must wait.
In his wandering, Akarat spoke of an inner light, a goodness inherent in all people, a primordial spark without form. The name Zakarat
You
came
shoot the
later from
bush
his
in its
followers.
wall.
A name brings form, structure, institutions
Second one sadly
arranging
did
men
not
by
die,
title
but
and governing from behind stone
I don't think the
walls.
second one was a kill, no.
Rigid order eventually sundered by its own shadow. Almost wonders if this is what Akarat envisioned for his legacy.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
How are you not fucking dead? Finally! No, I need the ammo. Did you have both guns? No. What the fuck? Oh, it's there. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go back. Shit! Why is everybody hunting me? I'm dead. Oh my god, I don't have surefoot. Bro, I need to pull them into each other or I'm absolutely fucking toasted. Run, Forest, run. Yep. Forest seems like an excellent idea.
Plot twist. It's not.
You have Sugarfoot?
I'm not ready yet.
I have fucking nothing, dude. I only have problems right now. Yeah, it was at least fun hunting them down, dude.
I'm not ready yet.
Yes, fight each other. Surely I will be able to extract without
I
any
must
problems.
wait.
Bye-bye! See you next round. I'm gonna take my 180 bucks and play the next one. Dude, this barely funds my vid shots. Ooh, not today. Now, this will probably not always work, but in this case, it worked. Now, I said already, you don't need shotguns in this mode. I posted a video on Monday, so yeah, yesterday, if I release this video on Tuesday, hopefully.
I'm
You
not
can play
ready
everything, and you can have success, and you can win. Shotguns are favored due to the nature of the game mode. You have lots of close range. So let's put that to the
I
test.
must wait.
We're gonna bring all the close range, short drilling, short auto 4, speed rounds, and a crap ton of buckshot. Hope it's gonna be fun.
I must
I think
wait.
Tarkov Arena just sucked with the unlocks and everything. And that you can only play classes and not build your own loadout was a huge L. That was a huge L, dude.
I need time to do that.
The moment you force people to play something, it's dumb. But what you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do? Yeah, right. You're telling me I spawned alone on this side? Okay, let's... Oh my god. We're gonna wait here for a second. I'm a little bit sick. I'm super sick, dude. Is that a region shot? Bruh.
Only that Akarat himself was of Umbaru descent, and that Zakarum faithful can still be found in...
People like to decide for themselves what they want to play. I know. Wild concept, am I right? So, is this a meta strategy already that you place a concertina bomb basically always here? Or is it always here? I didn't hear concertina bomb go off. Is this just default? It's not twice in exactly the same location. Oh my god. Oh, that would have been sick.
The bandit gangs are the law. I tell you to watch yours. They're all stragglers from Chaldean. Plague there wiped out half the city before they shut the gates. So it doesn't support itself. It supports the black market and the coal. I wondered what happened to that shipment. Guess a reward is in order.
I don't have enough fury. I must wait. I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Fuck off, he's speedling.
not ready yet.
Fuck! GG. Maybe I have a chance?
I must wait.
Please.
Oh!
I'm not ready yet.
I thought I could make my act that guide and protect you.
The red barrel won't go off because of the fucking choke, dude.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Oh my god, that's bad.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh shit, I'm dead. So dead. Oh fuck!
I am no one important. I am simply a
That sounded
conduit
like
for
a buff.
Akarat's light.
GG.
I must wait.
Spicy!
I need more fury.
That was a good round. That was a good round. Is that the last team? Yeah, those are the last guys. Yeah, that's it. GG. Slugs. Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
No complaints. That was a good round. Yeah, I can't just show clips non-stop where I'm winning, right?
I'm not ready
You
yet.
sadly can't win them all. Where would be the fun in that? I need just a good engagement. That revive clutch there, all I was looking for.
I
and
must
that's
wait.
Nice. Okay, then as always, big shout out to my patrons. Thank you very much. You guys helping me out, supporting me.
People
It's
of
much
Kyrgyzstan,
appreciated.
faithful.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop your 2
Masonry
cents in the comment
stained with
section. What do
residual
you think
magics.
about Bounty Clash? Yay
The
or
aftermath
nay?
of an arcane
I see you in the next one.
explosion.
Until then, have a good day and bye-bye.
I must wait. A memory?
Our walls are breached! Oh, this is madness! We will not survive! We'll sacrifice ourselves before our home!
I must wait. I must wait. I'm not ready yet. It's over.
Mental health, something that nearly everyone has struggled with to varying degrees. Over the years, South Park has addressed and depicted many different mental health issues. Depression, anxiety, personality disorders, you name it, and South Park has likely covered it, often with shockingly impressive depth. South Park can get really stupid, yet it somehow manages to be one of the smartest shows at the same time. Today, I want to explore a serious mental health condition that, in my opinion, South Park accurately portrayed. The topic of today's video is hoarding.
Holy crap.
Hoarding hoarding was addressed in Season 14's episode titled Insheeption. The plot follows Stan and Mr. Mackey's struggles with hoarding disorder. You can also tell from the episode title that it's a parody of the 2010 movie Inception. This episode is surrounded by controversy, and probably not for the reasons you might think. We'll get into this later, but for now, let's address the question, what is hoarding disorder? Well, it's defined as a mental health condition, characterized by constant difficulty in discarding or parting with possessions, even if they have no value or you no longer need them.
You want to keep a broken brick?
Yes.
People struggling with this mental disorder might experience distress at the thought of getting rid of these items. In some extreme cases, having full-on mental breakdowns just from the thought of throwing something away. Obviously, there are several problems with this. Hoarding often creates extremely cramped living conditions, fire hazards, hygiene issues, and plenty of other negative side effects. Hoarding ranges from mild to severe. I mean, most people have hoarded something, whether it's not wanting to get rid of your old Pokemon cards, video games, or any nostalgic items. These are examples of healthy hoarding. Where it becomes an issue is when it's severely impacting your mental state, the environment around you, or if it's impacting your daily functioning. That's when it becomes a real problem. It should also be noted that there is a wide range of reasons someone might become a hoarder. There is no one-size-fits-all reason for this condition. It could be trauma-related or as simple as growing up with nothing of your own, so you hold emotional attachment to material items. To someone who has never seen hoarding firsthand, it can be incredibly frustrating. I remember watching these reality TV shows and thinking, just throw it away. How hard is it? I really lacked empathy for these people, and it wasn't until I matured a bit that I realized these people have a compulsion and obviously need professional help. You know, hoarding disorder is very closely related to OCD. Would I tell someone with OCD to just stop doing something? I realized I was pretty ignorant on the topic, so I've done my best to research it and found that it's incredibly interesting. With a surface-level understanding of what hoarding is, let's dive into South Park's episode Insheeption. The episode starts with Butters delivering a note from Wendy, Stan's girlfriend.
I must wait.
Yeah, Cartman is spot on. Nothing positive in the history of relationships has ever come from a "we need to talk" letter. Wendy can then be heard telling her friends that she's worried Stan has a serious problem. Stan confronts her and she lets him know they need to have a conversation about Stan's locker.
I must wait.
Stan is pretty much in disbelief, even questioning if Wendy is really serious. Right from the start, we see how hoarding impacts not just the hoarder themselves, but also those around them. This is something they heavily emphasize on the TV shows. People have literally had their kids taken away due to their hoarding or caused serious injury to a family member. Also, Stan's reaction here is spot on. Hoarders are often in denial about how serious their issue is. There is even something called clutter blindness, which is something almost every hoarder has. It's when they become so accustomed to their environment, they no longer notice the mess. They're able to mentally block out just how horrible it is. Wendy asks Stan if he would be willing to throw some stuff away, and he agrees. Again, thinking that this is no big deal and he's just a bit messy and disorganized. She even calls in an expert to help Stan with his hoarding, and we get a look inside of his locker.
I'm not ready yet.
What? Come on, it's not that bad.
I'd like to highlight that there is a significant distinction between hoarding and simply being lazy or messy. Our friend Asmongold here is a good example of this. He's a multi-millionaire who lives among roaches, yet he wouldn't be classified as a hoarder, just simply a messy human being with clutter blindness. My point is, not all hoarders are lazy, and not all lazy people are hoarders. You can definitely be both, though. Stan, however, is a legitimate hoarder. The expert starts off trying to get rid of a pencil box, something that Stan probably does actually need, and Stan lets him know not to throw it away. He then moves on to a broken toothbrush.
Well, it's good to have that because sometimes I really want to brush after lunch and
But it's broken.
It gets progressively worse, and Stan becomes unwilling to throw away a moldy sandwich filled with maggots.
Well, that, I mean, yeah, I kind of need that. Let's just keep that.
It's funny because while watching this, you're probably thinking, wow, that's hilarious,
I'm
but
not
it's
ready
obvious
yet.
South Park is exaggerating. There's no way anyone would actually keep expired moldy food, right?
So you're gonna eat moldy bread?
No, I'm gonna pick the mold up.
God help us. We then see Stan
must
start
wait.
to mentally break down, and he even starts to become self-aware that he has a problem.
I don't know. Maybe you should go talk to the counselor.
So, while
not
watching
ready
Hoarders,
yet.
I've always wondered why they don't just make the person leave the area and clean up the entire house while they're away at a hotel or something. This is because simply removing items
I'm
would
not ready
only
yet.
address the immediate problem. The hoarder needs to agree to let go of things in order to truly rehabilitate, and obviously that would be way less entertaining. These shows can appear exploitative at times, but they also do plenty of good, and saved many people from their hoarding condition. It's kind of like when someone records a video of them doing something nice.
I must
like,
wait.
you're kind of a douchebag, but you did help someone. It's one of those things everyone will have a different opinion on, so I'll let you think for yourself. But the entertainment value cannot be debated. Stan visits the school counselor, Mr. Mackey, who appears to have a hoarding issue of his own. Stan explains that he's been showing
must
signs
wait.
of hoarding, and Mr. Mackey replies, Stan explains what hoarding is, and Mackey says that he's never heard of it before. Clearly.
Don't you touch that! That's not something to throw away. If you throw that away, I will you in the mouth.
The expert diagnoses Stan as a Class 3 hoarder, and Mackey as Class 5. When I heard this, I was wondering if hoarding levels were a real thing or if South Park just made it up for dramatic
I'm
effect.
not ready
There is
yet.
a national study on compulsive disorganization where they actually developed a scale on the levels of hoarding. Stage 1 being minor clutter, and level 5 being unlivable spaces and fire hazards.
I must wait.
Stan's parents mention that he's always been fairly clean at home, and they haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary with his behavior. The expert... Wait, I'm just realizing he was given a name, but I keep calling him the expert. Dr. Chinstrap? Yeah, I don't know. When I Google it, I just get pictures of a beard style, penguins, or a football helmet. Anyways, he admits that they don't know all the details on what causes hoarding, but that it often relates to some type of psychological trauma, and they would like to evaluate Stan and Mackey. At the end of their discussion, they bring up animal hoarding, which is a real thing, by the way, and incredibly sad because the animals are usually not taken care of very well. But this reminds Randy to bring up a guy who he saw hoarding animals.
We've received some disturbing reports that you might be hoarding sheep.
When I rewatched this episode, I laughed probably a little too hard at this joke. Sometimes it's the stupidest ones that get me. So Dr. Chinstrap takes Stan, Mackey, and the sheep herder
It's pronounced hoarder.
to give them regression therapy. If you don't know what this is, it's basically a type of psychotherapy using hypnosis that helps people explore past events and traumas to help them understand their current behavior. This technique can be used when people buried traumatic events into their subconscious and might not even fully remember them if they wanted to. So the doctor starts his hypnosis technique.
It is done.
Good one, Matt and Trey. Good one. It eventually starts working, and we get to explore the mind of young Mr. Mackey. It shows Mackey being confronted by one of his childhood bullies.
You snitched and told the principal I was smoking.
Oh, well, smoking's bad.
As he runs off, we learn that Stan and the shepherd got caught in Mackey's dream as well.
How's that even possible?
They try to explain how it's possible, and it's obviously South Park poking fun at the confusing aspect of Inception. I know someone just heard that and is thinking, actually, Inception isn't confusing, you're just not an intellectual. Okay, yeah, buddy. I will say it makes a lot more sense on your second watch, and it's not a bad movie. It's not a movie you want to watch for the first time stoned. Well,
I'm not
maybe.
ready
Back
yet.
in the dream, we see Mackey in his old room, and surrounded by a bunch of toys. I haven't quite reached Unk status yet, so I only recognize a few of these, but even I feel some
I must
nostalgia
wait.
from this clip. We got Light Bright, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Simon. Anyways, Stan is desperately trying to get Mackey to wake up, and he is again visited by his bullies. They tell him that they're gonna get their revenge at the upcoming school field trip. Dr. Chinstrap tells Randy that it's actually possible to die in the dreams. So Randy takes it upon himself to go inside and save Stan.
I'm not ready yet.
Except that Randy is a butterfly and is having too much fun to even care about the situation anymore.
I must wait.
I'm gonna go find me some butterfly poon.
The most Randy thing ever. The doctors realize that Randy has become completely useless, and they say they
not
should have
ready
waited
yet.
for the true experts.
Who are the experts?
So remember how at the start of the video I mentioned that this episode caused a lot of controversy?
We basically ripped off these guys from College Humor, but we didn't mean to.
To my knowledge, this is the only time in South Park's history that there were serious allegations against them for plagiarism.
I must wait.
Sound very difficult.
It is.
Why? What's wrong so hard?
It is.
Why?
We don't have time for this!
Okay, fine.
We don't have time for this.
Okay, fine.
Sometimes thoughts of my dead wife manifest themselves as trains.
Sorry, it's my bad. Sometimes my thoughts of my dead wife manifest themselves as trains.
This College Humor video released 2 months before the South Park episode aired. It obviously looks pretty bad. But how exactly could this happen? Matt and Trey aren't complete idiots and wouldn't just rip off someone else's work, especially one of the most popular internet creators of the time. Inception was still only in theaters during production of this episode. Trey Parker hadn't seen the movie yet. If you know anything about South Park, you know that Trey does most of the heavy lifting on the show. So them doing a parody of something he hasn't even seen yet is already asking for trouble. They tried finding a pirated version of the movie online and could only find potato quality torrents of it. So they started looking at parodies of Inception online that Trey could use for a reference. When Matt saw this College Humor parody, he told Trey that it's exactly what Inception was. And Trey took that as if they were quoting Inception instead of making their own original dialogue.
This was absolutely one where it just slipped through the production process. I wasn't paying attention to
not ready yet.
What it was. Trey had never seen the movie and assumed those were lines in the movie, and it's just a huge fuck.
This story does have a happy ending though, with Matt Stone calling one of the guys at College Humor to apologize and give his side of the story. It turns out they were big fans of the show and were pretty chill about the entire thing, and they all lived happily ever after and then kissed.
I need time to do that.
In all seriousness, it really wasn't that big of a deal, but it could have been had the guys at College Humor wanted to take some type of legal action. Matt even offered post-production credit on future reruns of the episode, among other things, and they didn't ask them for anything except wanting to take them out for drinks. College Humor has died off over the years, and they have even rebranded to the name Dropout. It's sad to see their channel pretty dead these days, but you gotta have respect for how they handled the situation. Let's get back to the episode and find out what caused Mackie's hoarding issues. Sharon says pretty much what Matt's opinion of Inception was here.
Just because an idea is overly convoluted and complex doesn't make it cool.
If this was your opinion of Inception at the time, this is how people would respond to you.
You just don't get it because you're not smart enough.
The dream experts take action and join Mackie's dream. Back in the dream, we see Mackie on his field trip, and we meet Woodsy Owl, who, by the way, is a real mascot. I was floored when I learned this. I thought this character was something South Park made up, kind of like a ripoff of Smokey Bear, but nope, definitely real.
I'm not ready yet.
Help keep America looking good.
Does anyone else get Butters vibes from the kid version of Mr. Mackey? Anyways, Mackie, Stan, and the Shepherd get paired with the bullies for their field trip group. And then we see the dream experts made it inside the dream. The bullies chase Mackie, and Stan tells him that he has to face whatever happened so that he can learn why they're all hoarding. But I literally heard shit.
Shut up!
While this is all going on, the doctors realize none of the people they sent in the dream are getting anything done. So they need to recruit the most powerful dream infiltrator in the world.
Hello, Freddy.
I love Nightmare on Elm Street, man. This is like one of the only horror movie franchises that actually made me lose sleep when I was younger. Don't get me wrong, there were a bunch of scary, solid horror movies from this era, but the idea of not being able to fall asleep or you get a visit from Freddy was a generational idea. Mackie is now ready to fight his bullies after a pep talk with Stan. When? Yeah, I'm not risking showing that. Making South Park videos is stressful enough. They assume now that all the bullies are dead, Mackie can wake up from his dream. We learn that the true reason for Mackie's hoarding was that he was touched by Woodsy Owl. And then Freddy Krueger kills him and saves the day. Stan comes to the realization that he doesn't even want to know the reason behind his hoarding, and he decides that he's just going to throw everything away on his own. He says that after going through all that stress and seeing what happened to Mackie, he doesn't want any part of therapy.
How do you know that wasn't your therapy?
As I mentioned earlier, hoarding can be caused by a variety of reasons. Usually, hoarding is a symptom of other mental health issues. It's pretty rare for someone to be a natural hoarder without other mental struggles. ranging from impulsivity, anxiety, or OCD. It can also stem from childhood experiences. If you grew up in poverty, had your belongings thrown away, or face any type of neglect, you're more likely to become a hoarder. Another common reason is grief. Not wanting to throw away something from a loved one who has passed can lead to a chain reaction of hoarding. You'll also notice that hoarding is usually seen in older people. It's quite uncommon for an 18-year-old to have hoarding issues. Though not unheard of, it's something that usually worsens as you age. The last and probably most obvious reason for hoarding is growing up with parents who were hoarders. Even if you were negatively affected by it or you hated hoarding at the time, it's a behavior that can be subconsciously ingrained into you. Almost 3% of Americans struggle with hoarding, which means there are likely people watching this video right now who are hoarders, or at the very least are affected by someone who is one. And I'd be very interested to hear your stories and thoughts about how South Park portrayed this mental condition. According to IMDb, this is a pretty middle-of-the-pack South Park episode. I personally have it higher than it's ranked, but I can understand the Inception parody is something not everyone would enjoy. I'm just now realizing I forgot to remind people to like and subscribe during the video, and considering only like 20% of people watch outros, that is a big rest in peace for me. So if you could help out with that, it would be very much appreciated. As always, thank you for watching.
No horse without a coin. Understand? I suppose you'll be on your way then.
Hey, today we've got a new major order that just popped up, and we've got a choice to make. Arrowhead has confirmed there will be differences between the PS5 Pro and the PS5 versions. We'll also go over news about the feedback forums, and there's much more to discuss. If you'd like to support the channel, tap the like button below at any point, subscribe with notifications turned on as well.
I can't leave.
What is...
Take a bag.
The newest major order just popped up an hour ago as I'm making this video, and we've got a choice to make: either go to the automaton side or the terminate side. You can see right here the newest major order message says the threat of the Jet Brigade has receded and the Democracy Space Station remains secure, but the vicious surprise attack underscored just how quickly our dreams of liberty can be jeopardized. To that end, the need to expand
Professor
the protective
Amizi,
buffer surrounding the DSS
welcome
has
to my
become
channel.
clear. Liberating
You are
the
a good
SAF
Dalek.
would insulate the DSS from a sudden assault by the resurgent Jet Brigade. However, a Terminate outbreak has just erupted, threatening the Terminate Research Reserve on...
What? What is Dalek? Is that a joke?
I'm not ready yet.
Hello, Nazim. Good morning, or good evening, I guess. Or something in between. I'm gonna assume it's like a midnight.
You are a good Dalek.
Okay. I'm still confused. If you say so.
Not ready yet.
It is midnight.
Oh, I see. I hate when I'm right.
I must wait.
So
I'm not ready.
About
How are you?
Good. It's kind of early in the morning here. I should probably sleep, but
I'm not ready yet.
feels kind of a waste to sleep. Like, let me see. In about 7 or 8 hours from now, I'm gonna go to, job. So I was thinking maybe sleeping like a hour before I actually go. But sleeping like a whole morning feels like a waste.
I'm not ready yet.
Jobs.
Found them.
Perfect.
Who cares about those?
I'm not ready yet.
I mean,
Down with the capitalist dogs, I say.
I mean, you can live under the bridge if you really want to, I guess.
I'm not ready yet. We need to get you home.
Follow me.
Come, Camel.
I must wait.
I mean, you don't really need a job. You can.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Haha, the Supreme Court ruled here in the States that homeless people living on public property can be outlawed. I mean, where else are they supposed to fucking live?
Hello.
They can't put them in jail, can't afford that.
Greetings.
Sorry, people are stupid.
I mean, I heard like a thing about people living in the underground area of what's it called? Las Vegas? Was it? I think Andrew, what's it called? The anchor. Andrew. No, what's it called? Oh, gas, no brakes. Vegas. Thanks, Google, for eavesdropping me. Yeah, people living in the fucking tunnels. Andrew Callahan. People living in the tunnels below Las Vegas. So that feels
HTTPS UDOBBRGRK.
Time's never on your side. Feel your mind. Get taken for a ride. Nothing changed.
I must wait.
Yet no one stayed the same. Everybody's got a name. And everybody plays the game.
Everybody plays the game, for sure. Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's a place of exorbitant wealth, gambling, and luxury resorts. However, 35,000 people are homeless in Las Vegas, and many of them live in the tunnels below Caesar's Palace.
It's pretty cool, huh? But you see how clean it is? The casinos, you know, like they go through the drain and they come through here.
Do you guys use this for anything?
Yeah, we wash clothes. Put a bucket under it, get the water, and wash and rinse.
Do you guys take showers with this?
We take showers on the other one. You know, the other one's a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean, though.
Yeah, it's clean.
This documentary will explore the life
What
of the
are
people
people
living in the
supposed to do?
drainage tunnels beneath the Las Vegas Strip. A
Roll
small
over and
community
die.
of unhoused people, often referred to in local folklore as the Mole People, who agreed to take me in for a short period of time.
Vegas, baby.
I'm not really, I do not really wish these people to die. It's just like,
If you're
it's
an avid
stupid.
documentary
Like,
watcher, you may have seen
what
there's
can
been
you do?
dozens upon dozens of documentaries made about this small community in the past 6
I get
years.
it.
After it was first investigated by researcher Matt O'Brien, who wrote a book called Beneath the Neon, and started a non-profit organization to help them called Shine a Light, a recovery center ran by former tunnel people.
That's my booking picture.
The tunnels have been a magnet for documentary filmmakers for quite some time, myself included. Get out of the damn way, dude. This is the illest juxtaposition imaginable. Think about it. Are you thinking about it? And to me, the public fascination about the tunnels makes complete sense. Between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the legendary New York documentary, Dark Days, which documented the Freedom Tunnels in Harlem in the late 90s, and the underground post-apocalyptic gameplay in the Fallout series, it's safe to say that we all share a mutual fascination with hidden, underground, subterranean living. But still, I was hesitant to make a Vegas Tunnels video, much like I've been hesitant to make a video about the gathering of the Juggalos, or Slab City, California. Sheer journalistic oversaturation. but there were a couple
I'm
factors
going to
that
go
made me
have a
feel like
good
it was
morning.
worth it.
Sent
The
you a
main
link
factor
to
being
explain my
that it is
reference, but I'll
illegal to be
probably still
homeless in
be
Las
unclear
Vegas.
unless
Our
you have a
previous
working
videos on
knowledge of
homelessness
Doctor Who.
explored the streets of San Francisco
But
and
Yeah, I-
Philadelphia, where in certain sections of town,
Thanks.
homelessness
Sorry,
and
I'm
public
not
drug
like a
consumption
big
are decriminalized. And for some
Doctor
reason, police turn a complete
Who
blind eye
fan.
to
That's
hellish
why I'm
street
like
scenes,
dumb.
resulting in visually grotesque viral videos and national headlines declaring a state of emergency. But Las Vegas, on the other hand, has just as many homeless people as Philly and San Francisco, but it's not a progressive city and is much different in terms of policy. In Vegas, Metro PD militantly enforces what are called vagrancy laws that essentially
I'll
make
try
it
to
illegal
forgive
to be
you.
homeless. Homeless being
Please
defined
do.
by excessive loitering and panhandling, or reselling items like snacks or water.
Because they're actually engaging in a business. None of them are licensed typically. And then there is an issue, of course, with the source of their water.
Upon your first arrest, you're given a misdemeanor, but after your third arrest, you're given 6 months in county jail and a $1,000 fine. So it's for this reason, in addition to the intense summer heat, that many of the city's homeless have sought refuge in the tunnels underground.
This is our shower.
But that being said, I felt like highlighting this contrast between homelessness in progressive cities versus in Las Vegas still wasn't enough to warrant a full-blown documentary on my end. After all, if I've learned one thing as a journalist, it's that raising awareness as a motif is borderline useless in almost all cases, and simply humanizing a perhaps misunderstood, controversial, or impoverished interview subject really does nothing to actually help them in the long run. And that's not to say that I regret any previous work that I've done. I just think that in this stage of my life, if I'm gonna document someone actively struggling, I feel a responsibility to at least try to help them. So this in mind, I figured that if I was gonna do this documentary, my goal would be to actually help the tunnel dwellers and provide a model for future solutions to homelessness that go beyond bologna sandwiches and prayers. So in this episode, we'll not only learn about life in the tunnels, but also how they eat, how they work around Las Vegas's vagrancy laws to earn money, what the current options are for recovery, and ultimately help them navigate through what they say is the #1 obstacle that's kept them homeless: the inability to get a valid ID or driver's license in the state of Nevada.
Smile! Alrighty, thank you very much.
Not a single person living in the tunnels had an ID. And though it might seem like a somewhat trivial item to some of you, without an ID, you can't qualify for housing, be admitted to shelters, work day labor jobs, open a bank account, buy cigarettes, or receive any type of government aid. And so the second half of this episode will be spent above ground, devoted entirely to getting as many people in the tunnels IDs as we could, which, as you'll learn, is a painstaking, nearly impossible process to go through without a housed co-signer like myself. Anyways, let's back up a bit to the afternoon of October 5th, just a couple hours before I entered the tunnels, hanging out with my old buddy, Mr. Daddy. Las Vegas, Nevada. Hot Las Vegas, Nevada. A city of lust.
Vegas! Woo! They call it Sin City for a reason. This is where you come to see titties. Black titties, white titties, yellow titties. I love all titties. This is the place.
A city of opulent wealth and excessive gambling. A playground for billionaire playboys like Chris Angel Mindfreak, Dan Bilzerian, the Blue Man Group, David Copperfield, and alleged slip and fall con man Farhad Naqvi.
Mark Wahlberg is with her.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's out here now.
What's new, bro?
Man, a lot of things. They grew like an inch or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
It's been a couple years.
I know, right? It's been a minute, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you been?
Midway through this interview, I had a shocking revelation, which is that many new Channel 5 fans may not know who Mr. Daddy even is.
My name's Mr. Daddy. This is my favorite dance move.
For reference, I met Mr. Daddy about 4.5 years ago when I was shooting on Fremont Street in Las Vegas for a show called All Gas No Brakes.
So you've never done drugs before? Do you want to? Because I got the Pepsi challenge. What's that mean? I mean, I got Coke. Yeah. You ever boofed before?
This was one of the first All Gas No Brakes Instagram clips to go viral in 2019 and inspired multiple future collaborations.
You remind me of a cigarette. Why? Because I want to get you fucking lit and then put your butt in my mouth.
And even resulted in Mr. Daddy hosting his own segment. And after the country shut down for COVID, we even took the show virtual.
We all glow boys, glow sides, her side, glow girl. Hey, yo, Turp. If Corona doesn't take you out, can I?
But as 2020 kicked off and became a year from hell from a political standpoint, I guess I lost touch with Mr. Daddy. But Mr. Daddy's a great man, and so I'm happy to reintroduce him.
How you been?
I'm good, bro. What's new in your life?
Working on a sketch comedy TV show right now. Also, I've been 5 months sober, off the alcohol, which is good. The Las Vegas diet,
What's the Las Vegas diet?
So you know what California sober is, right? It's like when you only smoke weed, you don't do drugs.
Yeah.
So Las Vegas sober is when you don't drink alcohol, but you still do the drugs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Type shit all the time. So Pepsi challenge, right? What's going on with you?
Just in Vegas making a documentary.
Okay, on what?
Like the people who live below the city in the tunnels.
The mole people?
Yeah.
Oh shit, are you gonna go in there?
Yeah, I'm planning to.
That's sketchy as fuck. I mean, you went to Ukraine during the bombings and shit, so I guess the tunnels, I don't know, bro, that's just gonna be scary as fuck down there. That's what I heard. I heard there's like thousands of people, they like snatch you up, do smut films and shit. Yeah. Bring some loot, bro, because I don't think they got any down there.
From what I could gather by the way Mr. Daddy explained the tunnels, they seem to exist as a no man's land in the local imagination, a forbidden place shrouded in dark mythology. Growing up in Seattle as a teenager, we had a place like that too, called the Jungles, a lawless tent city beneath Interstate 5 that we somehow grew up believing was full of psychotic child molesters and escaped prisoners who would happily strangle us with our own intestines if we so much as came within stabbing distance of their jurisdiction. Of course, in reality, the Jungles were just a pretty normal West Coast tent city, full of mostly down-on-their-luck drifter types. But because of the absurd rumor mill speculation and horror stories told about this forbidden place, we were essentially led to believe there were actual monsters down there, and I think the situation in Vegas is quite similar.
You know, it's just like a folklore kind of situation right here in Vegas, you know? Like, I've been here 15 years, and I've never been in there, and I don't really know anyone that's ever gone down there. I heard there's, like, thousands of people that have, like, these mansions set up, and, like, you come in there and you get stabbed. Yeah, there's snuff bills, like, they'll come out at night, snatch your children, they'll give you pink eye. They got, like, solar panels, and they get tax deductions from, like, selling people's jewelry and shit.
I've definitely heard that they come out at night and they either snatch children off the streets or like they'll grab you and they'll give you like diseases or other things. I've heard some fucked up things, like they're not real people, they're all like dismembered, it's all like a big incest ring of just rat people underground. Like,
I've actually got a blowjob from one of them before. No.
What have you heard?
They're rapists, like they steal from you, like even from my own mom.
Hey, you guys talk about tunnel people?
Yeah, we are.
I live in the tunnels.
What a vibe.
This is Glenn, one of the longest living residents of the tunnels, who, thanks to the help of fellow YouTube-based journalists Tommy G and Brandon Buckingham, I was able to arrange a meetup with, on the same casino bridge where I met up with Mr. Daddy.
Are the mole people real?
Those are real.
Do they eat the kids that they take at night?
No.
No. I've heard that they actually go blind because they never see sunlight, so they're just always in the dark down there.
Nah, that's not true.
Okay.
But we do have snuff films down there.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
That's always a good event to be invited to.
How long have you lived there?
I've been there since 2013. 10 years.
Wow. Do you like it there?
No, I don't. I'm actually leaving there. This week I should be out of there.
What was keeping you in there?
Drugs.
Understandable. What kind of drugs?
Just meth, marijuana. There's other drugs there, but I don't do them. The heroin, the blues. I don't mess with them. That's too hard.
In our prior communication, Glenn said he would give me a complete tour of the tunnels and even let me stay overnight, as long as I didn't portray his community in a sensational or dehumanizing light, which I had no plans to. So we drove from the Las Vegas Strip to the western tunnel entrance, which is at the base of the Rio Casino.
How many tunnels are there?
Right here, there's 6. At the 6th way, they turn into two big tunnels.
Glenn explains that while there's hundreds of miles of drainage tunnels in Las Vegas, the primarily inhabited tunnel is only about 1.5 miles long and runs from the base of the Rio beneath the Strip and lets out behind the Link Hotel.
Do different tunnels have different rules, or it's kind of just one thing?
Pretty much all the rules are the same. No stealing. Pretty much that's about it. Just respect everybody. Don't steal people's stuff.
What happens if you find out someone stole somebody's shit?
We usually send them on their way, kick them out of the wash.
Yeah.
But you got to be 100% positive that they stole it, you know?
Yeah. Have you had to kick somebody out recently?
Absolutely, yeah.
What'd they take?
Yeah, I believe a speaker. I think it was a speaker and a phone. Yeah.
Andrew, by the way.
Andrew.
What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. 2 Andrews.
I go by Drew.
Hell yeah, sick. How long have you been playing guitar for?
I picked it up in 1983.
Yeah.
And I was kind of old. I was 18 by then, and usually kids in the 70s were, 14, 15, and
yeah.
Got some good songs.
You make your own music?
Yesterday.
I'm not ready yet.
Just memory away.
Killers are likely sneak up if I can find them.
I'm not ready yet.
Heard that time. Any trouble
one. I'm not ready yet.
And if tomorrow fades away,
Get that one.
well, we still have today.
There's one.
But if your dreams become your shattered dreams, because tomorrow never comes,
I must wait.
and now your dreams are
There's
waiting,
one.
because tomorrow takes a lonely
well.
path around the sun.
Seems like people here are in pretty good spirits, huh?
But yeah, pretty much we are, considering the situation we're in.
Yeah.
You know, some of the people prefer to be down here. They like it.
You think some people prefer to be homeless?
Yeah, absolutely. And some do, actually.
If you could theorize, why do you think some people prefer that?
Drugs, able to do whatever they want, when they want. A lot of people that way.
So you think even if they got offered housing, they'd be like, no?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some that refuse it, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
For what reason?
Just they don't want no rules. They don't want to be told what to do or anything like that. This is where my good friend Animal died just like a month ago.
How did he pass?
OD'd, I guess. We haven't gotten the toxicology report, but yeah, he pretty much he OD'd. And he's the guy I used to scrap with all the time.
Not ready yet.
He's a close friend of mine, and he was the guy that was on the strip. I don't know if you ever saw it on the news and everything. Superman knocking the guy out.
A fight scene with superheroes plays out on the strip, and now this video is making the rounds on Facebook. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan spoke to street performers about how often they have to deal with this stuff while they're just trying to earn a living.
That's him.
Really?
Yes, Animal. Yeah, that's who just passed away. No.
Damn. Is that how a lot of people are dying down here?
Yes, they are.
I'm
People
not
are
ready
getting
yet.
in mess and everything and dying. There's two that was just died up on the ledge here. Found a bag of Coke. They thought it was a Coke on the strip. And they snorted a line of it and it killed them.
Killed them both?
Killed them both. I mean, it looks just like meth. I don't even want to do meth anymore.
Yeah.
So tired of it. Tired of the way people look at me and everything like that.
When you smoke meth?
Yeah, well, yeah, just being homeless and everything. They look at you a whole different way. The undesirables, they call us. Or the mole people. I used to be the man back in the day. Just to let you know that, until my friend was shot and killed. My connect and my best friend.
I must wait.
5 years ago.
This doesn't seem as scary as people were saying up there.
It's not at all. I mean, you're going in the back, there's a lot of good art back there. The art gallery.
I'm not ready
and
yet.
then a lot of people from all over the world come in and to look at the art gallery. And
Yeah. You think it's cool if I sleep here for the night?
Absolutely. There's plenty of room. You crash out and get up in the morning. And some people say that there's spirits and everything in here. I've never personally myself saw one, but a lot of people have said they saw. Or it could be really good drugs.
Not ready yet.
Glenn explains that much of the spirits they say that are in the tunnels aren't the spirits of dead children that were in snuff films or anything, but of homeless people that have died during floods. After all, the original purpose of these tunnels was to allow rainwater to drain and to prevent the streets of Las Vegas from flooding. But now, every time it rains in Vegas, someone dies in the tunnels.
Police do post warning signs around the tunnels and washes before these major storms, but Bankard says sometimes that's not enough.
3 years ago, 4 people died at the Swenson tunnels, and I knew 3 of them. The water comes so fast, it catches them off guard.
So water rushes down this whole thing?
It gets up about around this high, usually about that high, but it's gotten higher, and the higher it gets, stronger it is.
So if you're passed out or something, you could drown?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. But we always warn each other about that. And but when you're trying to get your stuff out and everything, that water comes, you can be washed away. Come on in your bed. You crash out over there for the night. We'll put your bed up over here. You lay down and try to get some sleep, because first night here, you might want to keep one eye open. You never know. Just kidding. You'll be safe amongst us. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you guys will look after me.
Yes, we will.
All right. Pretty nice place to chill. Thanks for the comfortable bed, guys. I appreciate it. It's actually more comfortable than I thought it would be. Got a cool, like, 5-inch cotton pad right here. It's nice and cool. It's about 110 degrees outside, so it's better to be here than up there for sure. I guess you guys meet me back here in the morning. We'll give some food out, go to the scrapyard, do a bunch of stuff. See you guys in a bit. All right, bye-bye. Any last words?
Vegas, baby.
Catch you guys in a
And
bit.
we do have a championship team now.
See you in the morning. See you in the morning.
We promise we won't do anything to them. We won't tie them up or nothing like that. No bondage, stuff films, no, not tonight.
Someone said, what the hell is wrong with you? Walking dead with nothing left to lose. Nothing gained and no one left to blame.
Top of the morning to you.
Need more time.
How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Good to see you. It was fantastic. How you doing, man? I'm doing all right. Yeah. Nice.
Unbeknownst to the tunnel people, I'd phoned a friend to come and give out food, supplies, and beyond.
Hey, this is Crip Mac's Mama Bear, and we're out here in the tunnel. And today I brought a bunch of items that they can utilize under there that maybe they don't get usually, and make them feel human, of course.
For those unfamiliar, her son, Crip Mac, is currently serving a sentence in a federal facility for firearm possession. However, from behind bars, his one request to her was to continue his mission of feeding the people and giving back to the homeless.
In the bag, they have a toothbrush, wipes, there's hand sanitizer, popcorn, noodles, we have a banana, an orange, an apple, and a granola bar.
Yeah, I see you brought these two for the...
Oh, for the ladies, for the lady people. Some tampones, and then a little sucker, you know, for that sweetness that you need during that time of month. Okay, so come on up and grab a drink, and good morning, I'm Crystal. Hi, Andy. Andy, my girl. Okay, so I got some for you, Mama. And if you stick around about 20 minutes, I have pizzas coming.
Do you?
Yes, please, consider it. Do you want ice water as well?
I'm not ready yet.
Why did you choose to live in the tunnels?
Because it's out of sight. It's safe. And they take care of each other down there. If they know that someone freaking, you know what I mean, you don't want to be around and stuff, when they come, you know what I mean, they'll freaking, like, tell them to kick rocks and shit, you know what I mean? They won't let them near you, you know? I have boyfriend. I actually have 2 kids by him, and he freaking was really abusive, really physically abusive, and he will kill me. And he showed back up after like about 2 years. We know someone that stays down that way, and I think freaking they told him where I was. When he did, CJ and Frankie was out there with me, and I freaking stood up. I was like, Frankie, don't let him near me, because he planned on killing my ass, literally.
So for you, it's almost like you get protections living down there.
Yeah. Better than freaking the cops can do, because by the time freaking I get to a phone to freaking call, you know what I mean, I'll already be dead. Even if you get a freaking restraining order against them and stuff, once they get to you, you don't have time and cops to respond, you know what I mean, before anything happens.
How long were you guys together for?
Probably like 6-7 years. Narcissists, they don't freaking act that way at first. They wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then they change. And then freaking you have hope that they'll go back to the way they were. And so you freaking lie to yourself and lie to everybody around you. But the truth is they'll never go back that way, because that wasn't who they really were. And this last time I left him, I didn't charge my phone for 3 weeks, because I knew if I talked to him, went back to him, knowing the fact that he'd probably kill me one day. And that's scary.
Ooh, what us women do, we go back. It's gonna be different this time, right?
But it ain't.
Different,
It ain't. You have to almost freaking trick your own mind into not doing it.
I have an ex-husband who is a classic case of a narcissist, and I just learned a lot about myself dealing with him, what I was willing to deal with.
Fuck you, Mr. Gary.
And you learn a lot about what the freaking human body is capable of freaking going through and capable of doing.
Right.
I've had several head lacerations. One caused me muscle spasms for weeks, so freaking sometimes when people say stuff, it takes like a second for it to register, and freaking time is inconsequential to me at this point. It's just who you spend it with, and it's how you know, what you do with your time when you're here, you know what I mean?
Of course, you're so right. You're so right about that.
I got a new boyfriend now who's awesome. He's in jail right now, though.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty much been staying in the tunnels here lately, especially without him here and stuff, in case my ex shows up or whatever.
Do the cops come here a lot, the Metro cops, and bust stuff up?
They didn't used to, but here lately they've been coming a lot, and like giving people trespassing tickets, or like taking you to jail for trespassing.
The number of people living in some flood control tunnels beneath the valley is down quite a bit in the last couple of months.
Trespass notices go up around washes and tunnels.
Which if you don't have a warrant, you usually get out in like 4 hours and just have a court date. But if you have a warrant, you usually do at least 3 days before you get out.
I overheard you guys talking about IDs earlier. Do you have an ID right now?
Well, for one, I never had an ID in this state, so I have to get my birth certificate from another state, and then you have to have 2 forms of ID to get your Social Security card. So then I have to get some kind of paper from the hospital, and then that with my birth certificate, I can get a Social Security card. And then with my Social Security card and birth certificate, I can get an ID.
As she explained, when you have no documents to your name, the arduous process of getting an ID in Nevada begins primarily by retrieving a printed copy of your birth certificate from your home state, which, just to request, from the state of Tennessee, for example, where the woman we interviewed was born, requires a photocopy of a government-issued ID card to verify to the records office that it's really you asking for your own birth certificate. And if you have no way to prove it, you can't get it. However, there is a service called Vital Check that allows you to circumnavigate the verification process, but it requires a physical mailing address and a $45 credit card deposit.
$45, right? So I'm gonna give you the money for that. I wanna do that, but I'm actually gonna make it $55 because who can't use an extra 10, right? 55 is a good number.
Acquiring the birth certificate is just the first step. From there, if you have no home address, you have to get a receipt with your name on it from an in-state medical provider, which usually means going to an urgent care for a single $100 checkup.
I had to go to the hospital and get another form. I had some kind of paper from the hospital.
With both that medical receipt and your birth certificate, you then go to the Social Security office and apply for a Social Security card, which is free. Once you get that, you can finally go to the licensing center and apply for an official state ID. And assuming you have a place to send it to and $20 to pay the fee, you'll finally have one.
So in other words, would it be fair to say that you need an ID in order to get an ID? How does that make sense? Okay, you say the first thing we need to get the $45 for Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be back in a week, and we're gonna get that taken care of for you. I'm putting it out there, and in your name is Bird, and I remember it, and I'm Crystal, and we'll take care of that. The first step I'll help you with. Okay, you're welcome. Let's get some more stuff. Here. Pizza! Anybody want pizza? We got pizza! Come get your pizza! Come get your pizza! Ow! Glenn is dancing. Come on, dance with me, Glenn. All right, no more for you, Glenn. You're emptying my whole pack.
I wanted to interview some more people who lived in the tunnels. They seem to be a pretty tight-knit community, and one that looks after one another. Thankfully, Mama Bear was already more or less acquainted with the power couple of the tunnels, Andy and her boyfriend, Boxer, who's kind of like the bouncer of the underground.
My real name is Jesus Martinez, but everybody calls me Boxer. I don't like people who come down and hurt people, you know, rob them or rape or whatever, you know. That's not cool, you're not right, you know. I gotta make sure to let them know, hey, you might be a crazy lunatic, that's okay. I can handle you, no problem. If I can handle my girl, I can handle you. I've been in front of guns, I've been in front of knives, I got hit with bats, you know. I'm still here.
Why do they call you Boxer?
Because I used to box. I used to box professionally, I used to do MMA too. Now I'm 54. Ooh, I'm getting old to climb these steps, but hey, a young one who wants to dance, let's go, buddy. I was fit for it.
You like it out here?
I love it out here. You get on the roller coaster, hold on, you're going for a ride, right?
What are some of the main challenges you face living in the tunnels?
I can't do
floods. Yeah, floods. Rain. When it comes, the rainy season, we get a lot of water coming through. Everything gets washed away. Animals, kittens.
I must
see lost a couple kittens already.
And this one kept trying to tell me where she was, and I didn't catch it. And she was like sisters to this one and that one.
Yeah, this is Thumper.
She was born on March 6th.
Ready yet.
You just got to be careful.
Well, do you guys deal with any harassment from the police?
Oh my God, almost every other day. They just come in, grab you, go through your stuff, and take you to jail.
State Nevada versus Andrea Cook, 20 CR 012761.
Andrea Cook is far from a violent person.
I got a few tickets for trespassing.
Well, they say, we're going to get you trespassing, we're going to get you for this. Why? What are we doing to you? We're doing what you said, out of sight, out of mind.
How do you make money living down here?
Scrap. We scrap for metal, we scrap for copper, we scrap for aluminum, whatever we could sell.
So you kind of just walk around, grab cans, and then take them to the recycling plant?
Garbage cans, we go through them, look for aluminum cans. People throw away money, they don't know it.
How much can you make on a good day scrapping?
Scrapping, you can make a good day up to $250 to $300.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of people throw away like wires and stuff like that. That's copper. Copper's higher than anything else right now.
So if somebody wants to come here and help you guys, what do you need most?
First thing first, friendship and a handshake. How you doing?
Not ready yet.
That'd be the best thing of all. Second thing, people's respect and a smile from them. You don't get that no more now these days. You can't say, hey, how you doing? They just look at you mean or whatever, you know. I don't know you, you know. What happened to those days where you say, hey, how you doing, you know? Yeah, that's what I miss. A lot of people just forget. They're too stuck on either working or on themselves.
Despite being treated like undesirables by the general public, Boxer and Andy say they more or less enjoy their life in the tunnels.
For the most part, it's not bad because it's cooler during the summertime, it's warmer in the winter, and you are out of officer spaces. There's nothing really crazy that happens down here. People die because they make bad choices sometimes, or because it's that time for them, or whatever. I mean, people get high and they act like they're out of their mind. I have seen people die over that, though. Heroin/blues.
When did you see, like, blues start to come on the scene?
You know what? I didn't even know what those were until 6 months ago, maybe. Yeah, we don't allow that down here. We've had a couple friends die down here doing that.
Following the death of Joker and Animal, Boxer and Andy decided to change the rules of the Rio tunnels to make it no fentanyl, heroin, or blues, which are fentanyl pills, allowed.
And so everybody said, no, anybody who does that, they're not allowed over here.
So these particular tunnels, there's no blues, no heroin?
No, they're not allowed here.
Dracula SRB. Heroin here, no.
Welcome to my channel. Dobro Jutro.
Things like that, but
in these tunnels, there's really only 2 drugs allowed.
Meth and weed.
It's almost hard to imagine that we're living in a world where now meth is considered to be a soft drug, but I guess that's what fentanyl and trank have done. How long have you been out here for?
Gledam neki dokumentarac o ljudima koji žive ispod Las Vegasa. Interesantno je. I tužno. A ima ih i u Srbiji tako.
Kujem neki meth. Zina si u pustinji.
Tuga. Ljudi ono zbog jebi ga, neko pobegne od kuće, neko pobegne od muža koji ga zlostavlja. Gdje je Drakula? Neki ljudi nemaju gdje da idu. Neki su ono tipa navučeni na te jeftine droge, ono, upropašćavaju svoje živote.
Ono najgore,
Da. I onda žive u tunelima za odvod kišnice ispod Las Vegasa. Osim policije, najveći su im problem zapravo poplave. Zato što je zato služe odvodića za odvod kišnice. Otkud ti? I u osi ideš opocao?
Ustanem uvijek ovako pa pijem kafu i odam šta se dešava. Pogledam klip na svakih 10 sekundi oglas.
YouTube.
Propao.
I must wait. Must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Čudi me da nema
Glasnogovornika.
glasnog govornika. Onoga što hoda zemlju ne dodiruje.
Ovdje zemlju ne dodiruje. Rekao i... bolje, da malo da odmorimo od njega. Pošto se rasprdeo po general chatu, brate, samo piše neke gluposti o tebi i o Kantu. Do sad je, više ni, brate, ne gledam chat, majke. Jedno ti isto svaki dan piše.
Baš čudno. Čudno.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Dobro.
Shot me please, I'm on vacation. Golden Paradise.
If only I could be out there to witness your deeds firsthand. Instead, I've been scouring the old armory for anything you may find useful.
Yes. Ajde, uđi. Ajde. Ajde, uđi. Sedi. Budi dobar. Sedi. Mjau.
Mjau.
Mjau. Što je? Mislim da ti ponudim vode, ako hoćeš nije problem.
A?
Dođi.
Oni šmaču.
Daj mu vodu, hoće ti. Ovdje vode.
Idi ga mrčem. Daj zero neka pudara čekić.
Pudara.
Ova žena, brate, ovo žena ili čovjek?
Ovo je žena. Znajući kako Blizzard radi balans.
Ovo je kako je to.
To je inače, znaš koje su ti najteža zanimanja na svetu? Muška, naravno. Kosac, kovač i rudar, ja mislim, tako nešto. Najfizički ono napornije. Znači, ne moraš, ne treba teretana. Mislim, ne znam kako... Znači, po količini kalorija i po količini mišića, razumeš, koji trebaš.
Da, kad stavi ono, vrate, lavu, pa je onda izvuče, pa onda udara 20 godina. Šta si rekao, kovač?
Kosac, oni klasični kosi, što kose ručnom kosi. I drvoseča, mislim da to negdje pada. Naravno, mislim na drvoseča sa sekerom. Motornom testerom može biti svako. Drvoseča.
Tačno. A ne može svako sa tomahawkom da radi.
Šta sam...
That looks worn. I can fix it.
Razlupam.
To je bolje zanimanje.
Jel? Brale. Što si takav prema meni?
Ja ti ga međim iz dana u dan. Pa te boli guza. Bukvalno si sad tako zvučao. Nije ti dosta toga, što si takav prema meni?
Jedan šareni mačak, on je peo sa sivim i crnim tuftom. I peo je. Jebi ga, dođemo šareno prst. Taj je normalno. Taj ako doneseš nešto u kesi zapakovano, znaš, i on misli da možda se pojede, ima da raskuba kesu, da vidi šta je. Keva je jednom donela hleb ili zaboravim tam nešto tako. Stavila je na terasu od podruma. Ne znam si gleda iza moje kuće ili da koliko se sećaš, ali imam jednu veliku terasu. I Keva stavila kesu sa hlebom, razumeš, i otišao bicikl da parkira. Vatra se ona vratila, ali samo taj mačak, ovi ostali su manje više nezainteresovani. Prođu pored, dok ne diraju, zato što jevi ga, ti ih hraniš i onda oni neće da te sabotiraju, razumeš, aktivno. A što ga moja Keva zove Širkan, taj je ludak. Hoće da se mazi, sivi mačak i da skoči u krilo i da ga titram. I vjerojatno mi se ulaguje da dam nešto da jede. Kad god nešto diram po sobi, on skoči da vidi šta ja radim. Sedi dole, nemoj da mi skačeš u krilo.
Sedi dole, svi su...
A svi su debeli. Ne debeli, znaš, kao loptice, već vidi se da imaju mali stomačić i razumeš, da vidi se da evo ti objasnim, da nisu mršavi, nerazvijeni, već baš su ali nisu kućne mačke, znaš, evo ako uđe kod mene nekad, poneki, i dosta njih samo uđe, pogleda po sobi i kad im dosadi samo dođe do vrata i hoće napred, razumiješ? Ajde, sedi, ali nemoj kanđama da me grebeš. Si čuo?
Nemoj da ga grebeš. Malo ga izgrebi mačku, nemoj mnogo.
Mačka. Ima samo jedna mačka. I to je blizu godinu dana, a izgleda kao mač otprilike, malo veća od mača. Evo vrate da je bila da razvijena kad je bilo mala i sad malo je stigla ostale po razvoju, ali baš je... šta radiš? To ga ja mučim. Sedi. Mučitelju.
Leave her be. It's done.
To sam ovo vidio. Preskoči.
I'll not have the faithful of Inarius shedding tears for a sinner. I won't say it twice. Where's your decency? Clear off! And you, your Prava's abandoned lapdog. Is that right? What a dismal
That sick bastard has probably already sent his zealots after Lorath. They'll...
Ajmo, lave. Napred.
I need more time.
Što me zajebavaš? Sedi dole. Oh! Izaći na sto da se popnem. Slušaj, nemam snage da skupim vlak. Ajde, sedi tu pored mene. Eto, sad si blizu. Ti ko smeta? Ne.
Ti ko smeta?
Dead. How many?
Don't just stand there. Help me.
Madness. You there. Why do you approach the house of a known heretic?
A hoću te razbijem, a?
Deny me. I know that.
Da, nije problem.
Not ready yet. I must wait. I need more time.
I wish you'd arrived a moment sooner.
I must wait.
Staš. Marš!
I'm ready. Get
No.
me, get me.
Shin
Where is the
brought a
hero?
friend. Wanderer. So many corpses. Always leading to you. And who is this? I am here to seek
Leave who is
until
you
no, it's no. I want to save her. If we and I will help. I want to save her, of course. If we can keep, because the trust he earned.
I must wait.
Čo kaže pismo? Told myself I'd never make the same mistake I made with the last. She's so much like him. Param pam param pam param pam param pam.
Back in line. You want in?
No deal. You want the blade?
Smithing fit for an iron wolf. Axes, armor, pots and pans.
Lucky
day, friend. You see me?
I'm here.
Here.
Danas idemo u Loznicu.
Šta tamo?
Faye,
U nabavku?
you have a guest.
U robu da ostavim. Ovim četvrti nešto risa.
Stay put, Faye. If trouble comes a knocking.
Idem putem. Kao vozač sam danas.
Jesi vozač, a?
I must wait.
Ja sam vozač, drago mi.
More than usual. The gate won't hold.
Ja sam budala.
They must not breach the city.
Head in the wagons!
I'm not ready yet.
Ovdje bi trebao zube. Moram da sam ih nazivao.
Ha! You're as scrappy as Lorath said. But this is an
Aye.
wretched things. All sludge and bone. Hard to say for certain. Down south, only the... We don't.
No.
I know.
I must wait.
Je pasta ona.
Back to the hells with you!
Too long. Good intentions, just really poor choices, I guess. Following a man.
How many years ago was that?
Flesh,
6, maybe 7.
6 or 7 years?
Unfortunately.
The grass is
How come you say unfortunately?
Because I'm in a tunnel. Help asked me, they were like, do you have any mental issues?
Not ready yet.
I live in a tunnel, what do you think? We try to be a good group of people and help one another and like, you know, do what we can, but like, we're still undesirables, you know. If you get back to a certain area back there, you can dig and dig and dig, it's not concrete, and they call it the graveyard. A lot of people were killed and buried out there.
What do you think were the biggest factors that landed you on the streets?
Well, we come up here, I just bought a truck with my taxes, and we come up here and we did like day labor all the way from Alabama or Mississippi to here. My truck had a clean title to it, and it didn't have a tag on it, so when we got pulled over one day, they wound up towing it, and I just couldn't get it back out. It just cost too much money.
So what happened next?
We were here on the streets. We were doing good until then, but they noticed that the tag was out of date, and they pulled us over. And
Do you have any plans for the future?
of course,
I'm
get
not
off
ready
the streets. If I can get my ID, like when I got here, my purse got stolen. It had my license, my social security card, it had everything in it. And if I had my ID, I'd be working. Not to say I wouldn't be in here, but I'd still be working.
Yeah, we talked to Jay as well, and it seems like it's pretty hard to get an ID when you're living on the streets.
It really is. It's very hard.
Earlier in the year, way before we actually filmed this video, I went to the tunnels. I think it was in May of 2023. And I went to go meet up with this guy named Jay. The conversation with Jay was actually quite interesting, but it mostly actually revolved around the difficulties in getting an ID. So I figured it'd be good to bring back for the purpose of this segment.
My name is Jay. I've been down here like probably 9 years, and that's nothing to be proud of. But like you get stuck. When I say stuck, I mean it's absolutely shockingly amazing to me how hard it is to get an ID with no ID. I mean, they can put you in jail. They know you are who you say you are, but you can't get an ID. And with no ID, guess what? You can't do anything. You can't work. You can't get an apartment. You can't do anything. I mean, and you're automatically a criminal. I look at it that way. I'm 47 years old. I've been stuck out here for like 13 years. It's like a quarter of my life. I wish there was some way through fingerprinting or DNA or some fucking thing that I could get my ID, because it comes to the point where I've tried now for so many years, 9 years, 10 years I've been trying to get my ID. I'm still ID-less. It's not like you lose hope, but the shit just doesn't work. I've never had an Nevada ID previously, so apparently that's more of a problem. So yeah, I'll walk to frickin' Israel or something if I have to, swim, whatever it takes to get an ID, but guess what? That shit's not working. And when you tell people you can't get your ID, of course they say that's not true. But it is true. It's not. I mean, anybody who says you just go down and get your ID or your birth certificate, you have to show me how, because I've tried every way. When I was younger, if you lose your driver's license, you go pay $12 to get a new one. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Apparently they freed up, we said $8.2 million for the homeless. Just got granted to the city or something to this extent.
The Las Vegas City Council approving more than $8 million for homeless assistance.
Exactly how that $8.2 million will be spent is overseen by the Director of Neighborhood Services.
Do I think I'll see any of that? No. Do I have any interest in it? No. money doesn't mean anything. Has no value to me. I mean that because I can't do anything with it. I mean, really, I can't. I mean, I can't even get a hotel room for a night because I have no ID. I mean, until you have no ID, you won't realize how bad of a problem it is. I just call it the revolving door fuckery. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's totally true. It seems like every time you get up, you're getting kicked down. No material objects have any value to me anymore anyway. I mean, that I've had all my stuff bulldozed and stolen so many times that I'm just holding it until the next person takes it. I could care less. I mean that too. And I've had some valuable things. I mean, you'll be shocked when you have millions of dollars how many friends you have. And then when you have nothing, you'll find out who your real friends are. You'll be shocked. You know, it's true. And material objects are just material objects. That's it. Not even worth it. You're wasting time.
How'd you first get to Vegas?
Greyhound bus. Had a painkiller problem after I got shot.
10 years ago, Jay was shot in the head in New Hampshire and miraculously survived. But the battle with prescription painkillers that ensued during his recovery caused him to spiral into a cycle of drug addiction and homelessness. Can you tell us what happened with the shooting?
I got shot in the head. Yeah, I got carjacked, shot in the head in like 03. In the hospital 11 months the first time, died 3 times. I was back there in 06 for 7 months, died a 4th time. Yeah.
So you got carjacked?
Yep. I don't know why I would have argued with anybody. The car was a piece of crap anyhow. That's reality. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. Be it from God or from what you've done or whatnot, you know.
Where were you?
New Hampshire. Yep. I moved back there from here because my father passed away at 45. My mother was in a wheelchair, so I moved back there to take care of her. I got carjacked like the second day I was back there. But everything happens for a reason. I used to be hateful and derogatory about that. It changes the way you look at all this shit, but it's really irrelevant to me. I don't care. I'm the same as you or anybody else as far as how I look. It is what it is. I'm not angry or hateful towards that person in any way. I mean that. And if I could turn back time and change what's happened, I wouldn't. It's been a fun ride. You should enjoy life every day. And you know, how many people was the last time you walked on real grass with your shoes off and looked at the sky?
I'm not ready yet.
Probably not very often. Probably a long time ago. You know, people don't appreciate the earth for what it is, I think, too.
So, talking more about the painkillers,
yeah,
did you get prescribed them pretty shortly after the incident?
I issued a gargantuan amount of them, yep.
Do you know which
pills?
Ready
yet. Yeah, many of them. Oxycontin, fentanyl, Roxicet, Dilaudid, Demerol. Yeah, a lot. I see it like 6 Oxy-80s a day, 5 Roxicet 30s, 4 Dilaudid 8s, 4 Perk 15s, fentanyl 300 microgram packs every 3 days. I mean, I was to the point where I couldn't even sleep 4 hours. I'd be sick. I have to do pills. I did heroin to stop doing painkillers. I mean, that's not right, but it was that bad. You know, I mean, it's disgusting. And they're readily available, especially like with my medical past. I mean, I could go to the hospital right now and get a gargantuan amount of pills.
Though Jay's experience is very unique in many ways, one thing that he shared is very common among tunnel people. The constant, endless loop of trying and failing to get an ID.
Like I tried to send off for mine online, and I had the money, the credit card, and everything to do it with. But then they asked me, "What reason do you want it?" I want it for working to show, you know, proof of who I am. And they were like, "Well, you need to show us proof of who you are to even for us to file it." I'm, well, what sense is that? You know, like up here it is impossible. I mean, unless you're a hooker, and you know, I'm just too old for that right now.
Not ready yet.
IDs aside, I was also very curious about how they powered electricity and light in the tunnels. According to the camp's electrician, Boxer, their entire community is powered by a single solar panel.
Solar panels, well, they work by the sun. You get electricity. These big ones, they throw out good current, so you can charge a battery within 1 day. It's so simple because it's just 2 wires that come out of it. One's a hot and one's a cold. All the power you need to power up your where you stay at, have light, have a fan in hot days. You can cook, you can run a TV, watch movies. A lot of people throw a lot of TVs away now these days, some good ones. So we end up either selling them or we keep them.
Where'd you get the solar panel from?
You know, the crack, they say, okay, it doesn't look good, we gotta have a nice clean glass. So they change them. And these are perfectly great. You know, they work.
He says he got the panel from the dumpster of a nearby solar farm, where panels are immediately thrown away by workers if they find cracks, dents, or significant scratches. How many people do you think use the electricity from this panel?
About 11 of us.
How long have you been on the streets for?
Man, I've been on the streets since I was a kid. Never thought I was gonna live to 54, but the man got plans for me, so I'm here.
You were on the streets when you were 12, bro?
Mm-hmm. I was an abused child. My mom's family didn't like me because my grandparents raised me. So my mom put me up for adoption. And
after being put up for adoption at 9 years old, Boxer entered the foster care system, mostly bouncing from group home to group home, until eventually he was kicked out and left to fend for himself, alone on the streets at age 12. I was gonna ask you, where'd you grow up, man?
I grew up in Emerald City, the city, downtown Seattle.
That's where I'm from.
Really?
I'm from downtown Seattle, yeah.
You know the first city sunk, right?
Yeah, back in the day, the Great Seattle Fire.
Right on top
1912.
We're built right on top of it. Yeah. They say if we have one more bad earthquake, Seattle goes under.
Good reason to stay in the tunnels then, huh?
Exactly, for the tunnels. Like they say, what happens in the tunnels stays in the tunnels. Hey, these tunnels go in deep. Some bad people down there too, you know, that escape from prison or whatever, and they can't catch them because they're in the tunnels, you know, because it's dark. So a lot of people got to be careful when you go into a tunnel. Yeah. If you see people that you need to get permission if you can enter a tunnel, you know, because this is their home, you know. It's like me going to your home, you know. Do I just go in and enter the door? No. I'm an actual mission, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's the same way here. Everybody try to live that rule.
After showing me his solar panel setup, Boxer and I enter the tunnels.
When a flood comes, oh boy, it takes care of everything.
He explains that the floods are kind of a double-edged sword. While the floods do end up killing many pets and oftentimes people, they also bring in a great deal of scrap metal that washes up in the drains.
So the floods bring in like a lot of stuff you can scrap?
Right. Brings us wiring. You see, that's all that wire, that's all copper. Copper, well, that's money.
Dying.
They call this the six-way.
Don't know.
This is where all our stuff comes.
You lost blood?
What do you think's like the most valuable thing that you found down here?
Oh man, you'd be amazed. I found up to knives, I found the swords, I found the axes, I found watches, jewelry. Yeah. Hey, you learn how to survive in this kind of stuff. And that's the best thing about it, learning to survive. It's running water from the other places.
This is from one of the casinos.
Do you guys use this for anything?
Yeah, we wash clothes.
You guys take showers with this?
We take showers on the other one.
Yeah, sure. We're currently underneath Caesar's Palace. We're pretty much like in the heart of the tunnels right now.
I'm low.
In this area, a lot of people look for different stuff on the ground, like debris that comes in during the floods, so they can take it to the scrapyard or the pawn shop and make some money. So sometimes there's a lot of copper that flows down, sometimes motorcycles flow down, sometimes iPhones and Blackberries come down, Rolexes apparently, what else?
Diamond rings, diamond earrings. You just find all sorts of things. Things you say, hey, I haven't seen that one before. Well, man, that's an old Atari. Wow. You know, you want to take it home, clean it up, and fix it and see what happens.
I only lost
the majority of the time they'll work if they're not too banged up. Anything you find in the water, you gotta let it dry.
I began to feel nostalgic for a different era, a more innocent time, when I was just a young boy with a metal detector on the shores of New Jersey, searching for hidden treasure beneath the Earth's surface. Whatever happened to metal detector guys anyway? They used to be everywhere. Perhaps they succumbed to online bullying, or reached a consensus as a community that treasure isn't real. Either way, this is a conversation for a different day. I wanted to learn more about Boxer's partner, Andy, who said she's been in the tunnel for over 6 years.
I must wait.
The first time I came down in these tunnels was like 6 years ago or something. If you've never been out on the streets like this, and you're just used to being in your place or whatnot, you think the worst of homeless people, because you really don't know anything about what's going on in their lives or what put them there or anything like that. Most people automatically assume they're all drunks or they're all drug addicts. I know at one time I did. That's not the case. Sometimes real things actually happen to people that put them there that they have no control over.
What do you think put you on the streets in the first place?
A divorce. My husband went back to work after he was on FMLA from work for like 10 months. Because I quit working because I had a baby in '07. And I refused to go back to work until she was old enough to go to school. My job as a mom is to raise my child. At that same time, my husband and I were kind of bumping heads, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to be married because he felt like I forced him to marry me. So here I am.
How old's your daughter now?
I'm out of
Almost
fury.
15.
When's the last time you saw her?
When she was 9.
I'm not ready yet.
I can't get hold of them or nothing. I've tried. I talked to her a lot about her dad and I, but she already knew.
I must wait.
She's no dummy.
What's your daughter's name?
Athena. Do you know what Athena means? Or who Athena was? She was the goddess of in battle or something like that, or love and wisdom or something. Her dad told me as he's playing
I'm out of fury.
God of War, mind you.
I must wait.
And I was pregnant with her. He's like, yeah, let's name her Athena. I was like, are you serious? No, but it actually fits her very well. And her middle name is Lorraine. L-A-R-E-I-G-N. And that means to rule. And she's very, very good at that. She simmers down her class when they get like over excited, you know, after lunch and stuff. And she's really good that way. Everybody has a different idea what addiction is. There's a lot of different reasons people are out here, and it's not always because of drugs or alcohol.
Spatula.
Spatula?
I'm not ready yet.
Pancake. I make pancakes here. I cook down here.
As we approached their living quarters, Boxer wanted to give me a tour of his kitchen setup, which honestly wasn't too bad.
This is my stove.
You fight well.
I got my little frying pan. I'm a pothead, so this is my buddy when we smoke pot.
Oh shit, that's a bomb?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I made that.
High
good time.
Is that a real human skull?
No.
I'm just kidding.
After showing me his bong, Boxer and Andy requested that I go to the local grocery store to pick up 3 essential ingredients.
Maple sausage.
Flour tacos and hamburger meat, so that Boxer could cook for us and make his signature dish, tunnel tacos.
Hey, we gotta eat good too, you know?
Yeah.
People don't think we eat good. They think we just jump in the garbage and get garbage stuff and everything. I tell them no. We're not like that. We're just like everybody else, you know?
In the following minutes, you'll get a step-by-step guide to preparing the ultimate underground delicacy, tunnel tacos. All right, let's dive in.
I barbecue too sometimes. It all depends, you know?
I must wait.
Yeah. Step 1 is to locate a single paper plate to use as a cutting board.
Paper plate.
Then, you carefully slice the maple sausages into 1/4-inch slivers.
I'm not ready yet.
Some people like to cook, some don't. I love to cook.
Then, use your fingers to break up the meat. If you're serving more than 2 people, break open another box of sausages.
Down here, well, it's kind of difficult. Depends, you know, if you got gas, you go ahead and
I must
do
wait.
it. But if you don't got gas, you have to go get firewood.
Okay, it's time to put it all on the grill. So flip the plate. Then, steadily mix the sausages until the pink turns brown. And then once you smell the thick aroma of maple syrup, add hamburger meat. And using a spatula, mix the sausages and the hamburger meat together, allowing the maple syrup molecules to percolate into every last cell of beef.
All you do is just let it fry. The flavor goes into the meat, smell the maple, there you go.
Allow the meat to stew for about 2 minutes. Then, using a separate pan, heat up the flour tortillas. And assuming that you don't run out of propane and nothing else drastic happens, it'll be taco time. Scoop the meat into a tortilla and eat up. It's delicious.
My first tunnel taco. Made straight from the house.
Oh, and I forgot. Rule number 1. Don't think about germs, bacteria, or other foodborne illnesses. They aren't real.
That was bomb, dude. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Quick, simple, easy to go.
Yeah.
Boom. You got your nice flavor. You have to throw all this ingredients in it.
Yeah.
With the flavor of the beef and the flavor of the maple sausage.
My only request is that if you make this at home, for yourself or for company,
the juices are so good.
Give credit where it's due. The Rio Tunnels. As I relaxed and digested the tacos with Boxer and Andy, Glenn, who first brought me into the tunnels the night before, sat down to kick it. Earlier, he'd mentioned that he'd be out of the tunnels by the weekend.
I'm actually leaving there. This week I should be out of there.
But he was still there. I wondered what happened. So do you plan to stay here in the tunnels?
No, I'm getting out this week.
Where are you going?
Inside, hopefully inside and forward. And to get a job, get my ID. I've got. No, I mean, this is it. The deadline. I got to get back on the streets and my life back together because I can't do this. For many reasons, I want to do it. You know.
I took shelter from a monster.
I want to get back in touch with my children. You know, back into their lives. I hope.
It's perfect.
And get my shit together. And my daughter, the last time I talked to her was her 16th birthday, and I went to jail. I was supposed to wire some money. I made some money on strip selling water. But I when I stayed for $5 more I needed. And I wired this money and cop got me in I had no bail bench for it. And he didn't want to take me to jail when he found out that I was supposed to be up with my daughter. Because he must have had a daughter. But he couldn't do nothing about it because no bail bench for it. I have to go in. He already called it in, and I have to go see the judge. The judge looked at it when she said I had 124 prior trespasses and slapped me with 2 6-month sentences for a year for trespassing, a year in county for trespassing. So he told me, well, what makes you feel any better? I won't take your money. It'll be there when you get out, and you send it to her. I said it's already too late. You know, she was supposed to go on this trip for her birthday, and Daddy let her down again. I said, she probably won't ever talk to me again for the rest of my life. And haven't talked to her since. She just turned 23, but she has reached out the last couple months ago to a friend of mine on Facebook twice.
Well, man, I think if everything, you know, you're saying works out, like if you get out of here, you get a spot, you get a job, I can definitely see you reintroducing yourself to your kids' lives, man.
Oh, absolutely. That's all. The main thing I want to do is my kids. That's all I ever wanted to do in my life was watch my kids grow up. And unfortunately, it was something that was taken from me.
I found Glenn's notion that the ability to be there for his kids was taken from him by an external force to be somewhat strange. After all, he is a human being with free will, and he said his 23-year-old daughter had tried to find him on Facebook multiple times. But it seemed like there was something deeper within Glenn that was stopping him from taking that step and keeping him underground.
Everybody has a traumatic experience and got him here in one way or another. Something very, very traumatic has gotten him here. And to get out of that here, it's not an easy task. It's almost impossible without having someone behind you, a sponsor or a family member that really cares. And you got to have someone there behind you, backing you up. Otherwise, it's just losing. I haven't seen nobody ever do it on their own by themselves. It's an impossible task.
This in mind, I wanted to figure out how I could help Glenn in a real, tangible way. My first idea was to take him to the DMV and get him an ID. But apparently, there was a 3-month wait time for appointments.
You gotta have a phone, you gotta make an appointment. It's 3 months wait. I mean, to wait that 3 months, I mean, what am I gonna do from now to 3 months, you know what I mean?
Watch your back.
So I figured the next best thing would be to help him earn some income, which unfortunately would be very difficult. His primary hustle, selling water on the strip, had already landed him in county jail for a year, and so any future arrests would lead to automatic jail time and also thousands of dollars in fines. And his secondary hustle, scrapping, was also now impossible after Champion Recycling, the closest scrapyard to the Rio tunnels, began requiring ID after a news expose revealed that prolific metal thieves were using their scrapyard to sell stolen copper. But I have an ID and also no warrants in Las Vegas, so that meant that I could be his middleman at the scrapyard, and so we made plans to meet the next morning.
Good morning, Las Vegas. We are tracking breaking news.
Las Vegas reached its hottest day ever on record yesterday, a fiery 117 degrees. Whew.
What is this stuff?
That is copper. That's LG, it's low-grade copper.
I will handle it.
Because it's just got the copper in the middle. If you strip it.
How much do you think we're going to be able to get?
For this?
Yeah.
I believe it's 70 cents a pound. I think we got 100 pounds, I'd say.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, this is a good 60 pounds here.
Yeah?
You probably got another, close to 100 pounds.
Hell yeah.
These are brass door handles from Caesar's Palace.
Straight from the palace.
Yep, it's my favorite place.
In addition to perhaps 100 pounds of low-grade copper, Glenn also scored about 40 brass door handles from the dumpster of Caesar's Palace. After a quick drive to the scrapyard, we began loading up our metals into a rolling plastic blue dolly.
She don't want to stay still.
To my surprise, Glenn also scavenged a small bag of high-grade wire, which is even more valuable than copper.
That is number 1, and underneath it is HG, which is high-grade wire.
So what do they use these stuff for?
This is for like electrical, right in up to the wall, your wall sockets and stuff. Everything's got a different price to it. Brass is about $2 a pound, so is number 1. The rest is like 70 cents a pound, I think.
Cool.
But we'll see how much we got here.
After loading up our dolly, we rolled it over to the weighing station, which is where workers tell you how much your load is worth.
We're at Champions Recycling. We're taking our scrap in, trade it in for money.
How much money do you expect to get from this load?
I hope $100. Maybe a little bit more.
You want to borrow my ID, make sure it works?
Absolutely, but we can do that. Then you'll be in the system in case you ever want to come here yourself.
For sure. So you said most people from the tunnels make their money this way?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Do the scrapyards care if like the copper is like stolen or stripped or whatever?
Oh yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
How do they tell?
They can't really. Once it's stripped, all the numbers are off it and everything, so they really can't tell.
So nobody's ever got in trouble like bringing stolen copper here before?
I believe they have, actually, yeah.
Police say these are photos of him scrapping metal. Arrest documents say Werns sold more than 3 tons of metal between December and May for 23 grand, and say there weren't any receipts.
$20,000 worth of copper.
Yeah. Where do you think they got that from?
The telephone poles, spaghetti bowl, they said, I think. Yeah. Never stole my copper or anything like that. I don't do that. I'd rather do it the hard way.
Welcome to my channel.
I get in trouble.
Hello, Kikirin, welcome.
Soon,
oh my lord, I see.
What's up, man? You sweating, huh?
Immediately, they asked for a valid ID.
You said valid ID?
And after checking my ID, they told me I had to register into their online system so they could keep track of my transactions.
So you have to have ID to scrap here? Cool.
And after finally weighing our metals, they printed out an itemized receipt to tell us how much we'd earned.
All right, so we're looking at $54.73.
See that? A lot less than I thought it was.
It's pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel happy with this amount?
No, I'm not happy at all with it. I was expecting much better.
Hey, want to cash this in? No? Yeah. Do you have to have ID to scrap here?
Yes.
Okay. How come?
Has to be, it's required by the state.
Required by the state?
Yes, it is.
After providing an official signature and getting my fingerprint taken, I was officially in the recycling system. And out came $53 of cold hard cash with Glenn's name on it.
Here you go.
All righty. Good job, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good days, bad days pay.
How do you plan to spend that bread?
Like I said, I'm going to go get some clothes, some shorts and stuff for the summer. Yeah. I got nothing, this is hot as heck. This is what I'm planning on doing.
To my delight, Glenn told me he'd received some great news. Despite the Nevada DMV typically having a 3-month wait time for an appointment, they decided to open up on Saturday at midnight for walk-in appointments only.
The agency recently started offering Saturday walk-ins for new residents.
Glenn was told the line would open at midnight on Saturday night and that doors would officially open at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. So this meant that if I could accompany him as a housed co-signer, Glenn could get an ID.
We should try and get to the DMV super early on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, at midnight I'll be in line.
Okay.
You don't have to be there at midnight, but I'll be there at midnight.
All right.
Make sure I get in.
I told Glenn to meet me around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning and to bring as many friends as he wanted. He brought along 2 people I'd never seen before, but also who hadn't had ID in over a decade.
So this is the last form of ID that you have? Yeah. Expired 2014. So solid 9 years. Your shit expired. This expired in 2009. Dude, that's almost 2 decades. Like solid 15 years, no ID. Hey, so Glenn, what's the plan for those who don't know right now?
Tonight we're gonna go wait in line at the DMV till they open up in the morning.
I must wait.
Because they take walk-ins on Saturdays and hopefully get our ID.
When we arrived to the DMV on Flamingo Avenue at 3 a.m., there were already hundreds of people lined up waiting. Some sitting in camping chairs, others just laying on blankets, all lined up in front of this empty DMV office, awaiting the rare opportunity to apply for an ID without a 3-month wait.
So it's 3:18 a.m. We're here at the DMV in Vegas.
I'm not ready yet.
There's about 150 people in front of us in line, already lined up. What time does it open up?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And so you guys are all gonna apply to get IDs?
I hope so, yeah.
Do you expect there to be any issues?
I do.
I don't.
This apparently was Glenn's first time ever going to the DMV, but his friends, on the other hand, had came here on Saturday for the walk-in opportunity 3 separate times and gotten rejected each time.
I mean, really, what the heck is going on here at the DMV? Everybody needs a license. Why is it so freaking hard? Is it this hard in Norway? Isn't there some alternatives? Let's find out.
To get a better idea of the sheer desperation at hand, I figured I'd interview the first guy in line, who told me he'd been there since 9 p.m. the night before.
Yeah, this is my 4th week right here at the DMV just trying to get my ID. It expired, and you got to go through hell trying to get ID right here. Without ID, you can't do nothing in this town. I won a jackpot at the Eureka on Sahara and Sherwood, and they wouldn't give it to me because I didn't have ID. It was over $1,200, so they said, go get your ID and we'll hold your jackpot. When you come back, we'll have it for you. So today's the day I'm going to get it.
So this is your 4th attempt. How come the first 3 attempts didn't work?
Because there were so many people, they turned me away.
After 5 more hours of waiting, the line finally began to move.
Please stand in one single file line, one person after the other.
How's the current confidence level about getting the ID?
Yeah, we feel good that we can do it, but
some way I'm going to talk her into it if I have to.
I don't think so.
I mean, I think if he fills out the forms that they request, like the homeless form.
Normally, in order to get an in-state ID, you have to present a piece of mail with your name on it to verify your in-state home address. But you can get around this by officially declaring homeless status, as long as you have a co-signer who has an in-state residency. And thankfully, Larry Susan is a Nevada man, so he listed his home address as Glenn's address. So soon, we were in. And sat for about a half an hour waiting for our ticket number to be called.
Counter number 8. Now serving.
I need time to do this.
084 at counter number.
As a brief side note, there's almost no place on Earth as miserable and spiritually draining as the Department of Motor Vehicles. I wonder if the workers also feel this way. Either way, that's a story for a different day. Soon, Glenn's number was called, and the process was actually more straightforward than I thought it would be.
For my ID, I didn't have no documents. He has the paper, I believe.
They asked Glenn a couple questions.
Were you born outside of the United States?
Not ready yet.
Gave him a temporary ID slip and said we were almost good to go. All we had left to do was take a picture.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you gonna smile for the picture? Or what?
I thought I was gonna be able to skip that one. I might break the camera.
I need
Smile.
more fury.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
I could hardly believe it. The process was finally almost complete.
2 weeks in the mail.
In 10 to 14 days in the mail, we'd received Glenn's fresh new ID.
You played it pretty straight-faced for that ID picture.
Yeah, I did.
You gotta play it tough.
Yep, that's right.
If you're smiling and you get pulled over, you're fucked. Right back to county.
Right?
Even just holding his temporary paper ID, I could sense that Glenn felt truly accomplished and like a new future was ahead.
Have it right there, man.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go Monday and get my birth certificate.
I must wait.
See about getting housed and find a job, man. Quickly. Get my feet back on, ground. Get back into society. Quit hanging around with all the fucking dope heads.
Aren't you gonna miss the tunnels, bro? It's pretty nice.
No, I ain't gonna miss it one bit. Not at all, buddy. Once I'm inside, I won't even go back to visit.
You're not gonna go chill with Boxer from time to time?
No, because they're not gonna be there either. They're getting out of there too.
See you soon.
Yes.
I told Glenn that I'd be back in exactly 10 days with his ID. He told me that in the meantime, he'd stay sober and look for housing.
And look who's watching all this shit go down with that shit-eating grin looking down at us. Voted top lawyer. Voted by who? A bunch of fucking yahoos with IDs? All right, here we are at the post office right here, where allegedly inside is a letter containing Glenn's fresh ID. Straight from the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles. Delivered to me directly from the state's capital, Carson City. Here we go, baby. I can feel the plastic in here. This is a huge moment. I hope nobody fucking finds out that I have a P.O. box here in Vegas and comes and sends me weird stuff, but what can you do? We need some ASMR for the sound of the envelope opening. I feel like that's a gratifying sound to people above 50. It means good news.
Not ready yet.
Oh shit. There he is. Glenn Carl. His full name. I didn't know that. Brown eyes, 140 pounds. Born in 1965. 4 years before the Summer of Love. 1 year after the Civil Rights Act was passed. In the dawn of the Cold War. Honestly, this alone is teaching me so much more about Glenn that I didn't actually know. It's Glenn with 2 N's. And his middle name is Carl. You know where we have to go now?
I must wait.
My favorite place on earth. Yes. The tunnel opening next to the Rio. Let's roll.
As I approached the tunnels with Glenn's ID in hand, I felt an altruistic sense of gratification that I didn't feel from my previous videos, which covered the streets of San Francisco and Philadelphia. And here's why. Content culture as a whole, and the way that it's capitalized on the housing crisis by way of making YouTube videos about horrific homelessness is depressing, and I feel complicit in it, and no longer want to use the motif of raising awareness as a justification for inserting myself into the misery of others for the public spectacle, and instead want to make documentaries that actually show you how to help, and hopefully motivate viewers to try what I did in their own communities, ideally with the cameras off.
I must wait.
Hey, Glenn. Yo, Glenn.
I'm not ready yet.
Hey, Boxer. It's Andrew. I got Glenn's ID. You seen him?
I must wait.
All right. Let's wait for them out here. Hey, Glenn.
Very quickly, Glenn appeared, wearing short shorts and rolling a suitcase.
What's up, dude? What's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you, dog.
Hey, too, man.
Bro, check it out.
I must wait.
Got your shit, man.
Ah, there we go. Right on, brother.
That's a good picture of you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Shit, that's bad. Shit, that's horrible.
What's been up, dog?
Nothing.
Ready
Just working.
Yeah?
Make some money, that's it.
Where you been working at?
Selling water on the street.
Fuck yeah, the classic hustle, bro. I'm stoked the ID came so fast.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
You might not be able to tell through the camera, but talking to Glenn there, he seemed guilty about something, and probably not something that he'd want to admit directly to a camera. So I had Susan stand far away so I could talk to Glenn in private.
Any new updates? Anything interesting happened recently down here?
Nah, nothing. Everybody's just been so hot. Everybody's just hiding.
I'm not ready
Miserable. That's about it.
Oh, no.
Haven't been behaving.
You haven't been?
No.
What you been doing?
I'm not
a little
ready
bit of
yet.
mess. Not much. A little bit. It's right in front of you. It's hard, you know, not to say no. That's why I got to get out of here. Just get in a place and get a job. Tomorrow I got to go to Social Security. That I got to do. Yeah, my sister's supposed to come down and see me.
Oh, she answered your text?
Yeah.
Glenn told me that his best friend growing up was his older sister, who more or less abandoned him after he began using hard drugs heavily a few years ago. For the past 2 years, he's been trying to get in touch with her, but she never responded, up until she figured out he was taking the steps to get an ID.
She responded to your text?
Oh, yeah. I talked to her on the phone.
What did she say?
A couple times. Not much. She was glad I was getting ID and all that.
That's cool. You haven't talked to her in forever, right?
It was 2 years.
He asked if he could use my phone to call her, which I said, of course.
I'm not ready yet.
Hey, sis. Oh, I just flew down here for a day or two.
I'm not ready yet.
Nah, I'm actually using someone else's phone. I just got my ID today. Yeah.
I must wait.
I thought you were coming down to see me.
Yeah, as soon as I got time.
As soon as you got time, what are you so busy doing?
Working.
There is no curse
time.
here. Instead,
what I want to do, work.
This place of the dead provides what we need. The
The
venom we extract from these serpents
That's the thing. More you work,
is the last
less money you have.
necessary element for the elixir we
Yeah.
seek.
Yeah, I just called to let you know that I didn't have my phone and I got my ID.
Makes us more. Only briefly now, but we will perfect it.
Okay, you said that last week.
Its effects. How much more
Hey,
do we dare?
I'll
Others
talk to you
perished
later.
this morning.
The dose was too much.
Bye, love you.
And he died in agony.
Yeah, that's
But
my
he
sister.
was
She's a
weak.
year and 3 days old.
His mistake will not be ours.
What kind of job are you trying to do?
We will
I'll
push
do
the limits of
anything
our
right now,
tolerance.
I
and
go to
grasp
Mexico and
ultimate
grow and
power.
do some clipping. Learn how to grow weed. Start growing my own shit when I get inside.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope the ID helps a little bit at least.
Oh, it will. It's
I must
game-changing.
wait.
You'll see. In a couple of days, I'll be totally different. You won't even recognize me.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to recognize you, man.
Well, you might be. Yeah, you'll be able to recognize me.
I'm not ready yet.
Tired of fucking being dirty like this for me. I can't stand it.
You still up for doing like a program or?
Well, kind of, yeah, but I'd rather not, you know. The meetings and shit, groups and shit like that. Like, I want to fucking tell everybody my problems and that I don't know, or listen to everybody else's problems, cry, and, you know. If they didn't have them, you know, the programs and the curfew, I wouldn't mind. I can quit without it, you know. Yeah. Just need to get out of here, that's it. I'm out of here. Wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Smoke some weed every now and then. I like smoking weed.
Well, shit, bro. Anything else you need from us, man?
Huh?
You need anything else from us in general? Are you good?
I know, I'm good. Give me a call in the morning.
All right, Glenn.
I left Glenn feeling proud, but somewhat disheartened, hearing that he was back smoking meth and wasn't willing to enter a program or a sober living. After all, outside of progressive cities like Seattle and Portland, sobriety is typically a requirement for free housing. I guess I had an expectation that Glenn would undergo some kind of instant, overnight transformation after this new reality set in, and that the ID was the only thing actually holding him back from living a normal life. But I know that change is gradual, sometimes non-linear, and above all, must be self-directed, and that no amount of external pressure can actually make someone turn the page. They must do it themselves. People recover at their own pace, and all we can do is provide them with support and compassion. As they said at a harm reduction facility I once visited in San Francisco, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And oftentimes, for people trapped in the cycle of shame that accompanies drug addiction and homelessness, the harder you push for them to make the changes that you think they should make, the harder they end up pulling away. And so I sincerely hope that along with his new ID and positive, re-established communications with his sister, Glenn can take the steps to get himself out of the tunnels. But if he doesn't, I have to make peace with that. I'm also not a social worker, and I've never been homeless or addicted to hard drugs. There's people a lot more qualified than me who do this kind of work that I did every single day with no cameras rolling, motivated only by their desire to help. And those are the people who I really want to extend a platform to. This is Robert Banghart, a former tunnel dweller himself, who is now the outreach director for a nonprofit called Shine a Light, the only organization in Las Vegas exclusively devoted to serving the underground community.
My name is Robert Banghart. I'm the outreach director for Shine a Light. We're at our offices right now, and essentially what we are is an outreach and case management foundation. So we develop relationships with the homeless community through simple acts of kindness, going out every week, and just building the friendships and the trust, and then offering a way out. And once they offer that way out, then we walk them through the process for the next 2 years, helping them rebuild their lives. It's our basic bag: granola bar, water, socks, some wipes, toothbrush. We tend to hand out this stuff individually. Batteries, AA, AAA, flashlights, obviously massively important. Narcan, obviously we just talked about the fentanyl. Tend to be 400 milligrams. We're going up to 800 to cover for the fentanyl because it's so massive.
What do you think is the main factor that leads people into the tunnels?
I don't know if there is one main factor. I think everybody tries to put it into a box. I think there's so many different ones. I think the biggest ones, obviously, addiction, mental health, trauma, you know, some bad luck. You know, I mean, the economy that we live in today.
Not ready yet.
Something that I've always kind of rested my head on is that, you know, what is it, like 70% of the country lives paycheck to paycheck? So that means 7 out of 10 people that you know in your life right now could be homeless in a month. It's a scary number.
Not ready yet.
How long did you live down there for?
I was homeless for 5. I lived in the tunnels for about 2.5. For me, the tunnels was very much like a place to hide. I mean, it was very dark. It was very separated from everything, and it gave me like this illusion that I had some kind of safety. Right? I had a ceiling over my head, right? Like I had this roof over my head, whatever it was that I was telling myself in the moment. And a little less traveled, obviously. Like people aren't coming in and out like on the surface. Like I was on the surface for a long time, and it was always like the randomness of like people. You know what I mean? You just didn't know. But in the beginning, there was structure. There was somebody that was the guy you went to. You had an issue, you had a problem, the whole 9 yards, and by the end, it was just kind of like, do as you will. The story that I always tell is I was, you know, I don't even know how long I was homeless for. I'm walking down the street, middle of the night, it's dark, and
I look to my left and I hear clinging, and it was just three people having a sword fight.
Still about.
I mean, full on, you know what I mean? And I was like, and at that point, I'd been out there so long, it didn't even shock me. You know what I mean? I looked at it, and it wasn't like, if I saw that today, I'd be like, look, staring, oh my God, I can't believe it. I just looked over, I saw it, and just kept walking.
Were they making contact with the swords?
Oh yeah.
So people were getting sliced?
I mean, it was serious, that's all I know.
How many people do you think like live in the tunnels right now in Vegas?
I think the number that we're usually pretty comfortable with is about 1,500. Obviously that number fluctuates, you know what I mean? They're very transient, not everybody stays, but about 1,500. You got 600 miles of tunnels in Las Vegas, so the overall, that's about 10% of the homeless population in Las Vegas.
So what does the process of pulling someone out of the tunnel actually look like?
All right, so let's say you say, Rob, I want to get help. I'm ready to go. We have beds waiting for us in detox. A lot of us work in treatment, so we have beds waiting for us every Saturday in detox. We send a referral through, we drive you right there, we wait with you, we walk you to the front door, we do the paperwork with you, we hand you off to our community partners who are our friends. You know what I mean? We know them very well. They know us, they probably volunteered here. They go through detox 3 to 5 days, standard, depending, and then from there we transition them into a treatment center, 90 days, engage them in treatment, PHP, intensive outpatient, 12-step, you know, whatever pathway to recovery they decide, you know what I mean?
Patients also see a licensed social worker who helps them come up with an aftercare plan.
The entire time they're getting case managed by the facility and then also us as a stopgap. So any roadblocks they run into, we're able to come in and fill those to complete the process for them.
I could hardly believe that this entire time, just a few blocks away from the Rio tunnels, was a well-funded nonprofit that offered free meals, free housing for 90 days, subsidized inpatient treatment, and complete case management to any tunnel dweller that wanted help. But it sort of makes sense. Unlike the controversial harm reduction centers in San Francisco, which provide access to clean needles, crack pipes, and even fresh foil to drug users, Shine a Light has an abstinence-based outreach model, meaning if you want their help, you have to commit completely to detoxing from drugs, and many just aren't ready.
Of the people that you pull out, what percentage do you think end up going back into the tunnels?
There's a stat that we had for our last event. It was of the people that complete detox, 70% stay. Once they've gotten through detox and engaged in some treatment, about 70% stay.
And what percent complete detox?
It's about 66%, ballpark.
Shine a Light has also partnered with several employers around the city, and so after treatment, they directly set their patients up with jobs, which usually means entry-level positions in and around Las Vegas.
I mean, we're talking anything from customer service to retail to warehouse, you know what I mean, like Walmart, you know, all the basic jobs you would get like if you were coming out of high school. But like at the same time, a lot of these guys are skilled, had careers, and can go back to them, right? On some level, so they don't need those entry-level jobs, you know what I mean?
What role does having valid ID play in this whole situation?
It's important. I think what I see is that out there they tend to gravitate towards things, right? Oh, I can't get off the streets because I don't have an ID. But we're missing the whole underlying idea, right? Like, you've got addiction, you've got mental health, you have trauma, you have these things that we need to address. While you're doing that, we'll get you your IDs, right? If I handed every single person on the streets an ID right now, how many would be off the streets tonight? None. So it's not the problem, you know what I mean? The problem is their coping mechanisms, their thinking, their thought processes, right? The things that have happened to them. How do we walk them through that? How do we engage them? Because they've been so disassociated for so long, right? The ID is important. It's a benchmark, 100%, right? It gives you a certain amount of pride. I have an ID. It makes you feel like you're part of the community, 100%, right? But that's not the underlying issue, right? Like that's the Band-Aid on top.
A lot of people that we talked to down there, almost everybody that we talked to, only one had an ID. And the rest said, oh, I can't do anything. I have to stay here because without an ID, I can't apply for housing, and I can't take advantage of some of the state and government-funded programs, and we can't, you know, legally take anything to the scrapyard to make money, and we can't, you know, get day jobs because nobody will let us work without ID. And they make it seem like that's the only thing that's keeping them down there.
Is that a roadblock in certain ways? 100%. Is that the thing that's keeping them down there? No.
I must wait.
I don't believe so. This is my opinion, right? Like, if I'm motivated and you offer me 90 days in treatment and you're going to help me get a job, I'm gone.
So they don't need IDs to come here?
No, never. None of them have IDs.
So you'll get somebody a job
100%.
And give them a place to live
100%.
With no ID?
100%. Here's the deal. You're going to go through 90 days of treatment. While you're in treatment, you're getting your ID. It doesn't matter if you're in Hawaii, whatever state you're in, we're getting it. It's a done deal. Like, that is the easiest part of the process. Birth certificate, we'll get your social. Social will take longer because it's by mail. but it's free. It's coming. You don't need a social security card to work. Your ID is easy, super easy. Birth certificate first. Always birth certificate first, because you need that to get the ID, right? You need to get the other items. That's easy. And while you're doing that, you're not paying anything for the 90 days. Everything is taken care of. After those 90 days, we put you in a sober living for 90 days. That's 180 days you don't have to worry about paying a single bill.
Do you think a lot of them kind of like being down there?
I can't speak for everybody, right? Like, was there a period of time when I enjoyed being down there? Yes, I did. Because I was out of control. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do, and things were going well, right? But then eventually the time comes, right, where it wears out. And I don't know how to get out anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm just lost. That's the trauma, right? That's my world has become this small. It's all I know. And everything starts to seem monumental, right? Then it's the ID. That's the reason why. It couldn't be that I can't get out, right? It's got to be the ID. It's got to be, I can't leave this dog, or I can't leave this friend, or this or that, right? Like, there's always a reason that's blocking them from coming out. But I can't tell you how many people have, like, just walked away from it all and come in and done it.
So you think they hold these roadblocks, purposely in front of them to say, oh, I can't do this because I have this monumental issue that I have to work through, because deep down they enjoy the comfort and routine?
Whether it's enjoy or they're just used to, right? Like, I'm kind of cautious to use the word enjoy because it's just what they're used to. It's what they know. If it takes 21 days or whatever it is to develop a habit, and you've been out there for 10 years, it's ingrained. As miserable and as hellish as it looks to us from the outside, it's what they know.
Do you know Glenn?
I do.
Have you tried to help Glenn before?
100%. Glenn's never come out.
How come?
A lot of those guys in that particular tunnel are old timers. They've been out there for a long time. You know what I mean? So I think at some point you just accept it, right? And we're just still working on our way, trying to figure out how to crack that show. You know what I mean?
I'm not ready yet.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. There's one-off way, right? We just focus on kindness, and every time I talk to them, we make sure that we're sitting with them, we're meeting them just like this, eye to eye. You know what I mean? I'm not standing over them and constantly looking for little ways to get in. You know what I mean? Like, on my route, there's people that, like, when they see me, they come out with their fists up. They're like, come on, Rob, today's the day. Because they know I like to joke around. So they joke, they have this banter, right? That's been built up over years, right? My thing with them is, like, I tell them, like, you're going to call me, right? He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. You're always playing hard to get. You're never going to call me. You know what I mean? Like, but I couldn't say that. So if I went to another route where they don't know me, I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean?
Have you tried to help Boxer or Andy before?
100%.
You tried to give him a job, house?
Same offer. Always the same offer. You know what I mean? And talked to him, spent hours with Boxer. The kittens, I mean, non-stop.
I must wait.
Nothing.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Jay?
My name is Jay. I've been down here like probably 9 years.
Just been out there for a long time. You know what I mean? And just not really willing to accept the help for whatever reason. It's unfortunate because it's pretty close to our hearts. You know, we've been visiting him for the better part of 6-7 years now. You know what I mean? And we've kind of watched him decline, but you know, we just pray that he comes out someday, hopefully. Come on, dude.
There is nothing that...
Perfect, let's go. There's nothing holding you back. Let's go.
I'm not ready yet.
100%. And this is a good one. No, you're exactly right. 100%. I agree with that too. I really do. Because money is something that...
Jay, let's go.
I'm not
when you
ready
say unwilling to accept help, what do you mean by that?
I mean, we've tried from every angle. You know what I mean? Every angle. We've offered him everything. We've talked to him hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Explained it to him. Like, there's really nothing else we can do other than tackle him. You know what I mean?
He told me that he's been waiting for his ID for 10 years.
10 years I've been trying to get my ID. I'm still ID-less.
Comes in, you can have him in 30 days. Well, I've told him that 1,000 times. Think about this. What's the biggest anxiety in your life right now?
Probably rent.
Never have to worry about that ever again. Never. Just that alone, right? Never paying a bill. You don't ever have to be anywhere ever again on time. There's a certain twisted freedom in that, right? There's a twisted freedom that you've let go of society. You've just let go. And you're living very primal, very what's next? What's next? There's not a whole lot of planning, right? All that, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in an RV for maybe 2.5 years, and there was something sort of exhilarating about knowing that, okay, if I have this and I can pay for gas, I never have to check into a hotel, never have to pay rent, never have to check in with anyone. I can just go to a parking lot and sleep here tonight, somewhere else tomorrow night. And there is something that's like, I wouldn't even call it twisted for myself, because obviously I wasn't what they would call homeless, but you know, I still didn't have a house or an apartment or a place to go back to. I didn't have running water, didn't have showers. Showering at Planet Fitness going to different gas stations every day and surviving off beef jerky and mixed nuts, I felt like I had escaped this society's matrix or something. And I would see people going to work every day and think, thank God that's not me. And if you think about, for Jay, like, have you tried to get him a place before or a job?
We have told him we have a job lined up for him. Once he completes treatment, we've taken him to treatment. He doesn't stay.
I need more time.
Keep working on him.
You ever get frustrated?
I mean, I think it's part of human nature, right? Like, I want the best for them because I know it's on offer for them, but like, it's that balancing act of understanding that, like, I don't really play a part in that piece of them getting to a place where they're willing to accept help. I don't, right? Like, they have to get there. I'm just going to keep showing up and keep offering it and keep looking for ways to poke at them and tell them that I love them, you know what I mean? Be that safe space when they're ready.
I guess they'd have to really, like, digest the first step.
100%.
And just be like, I'm powerless. I can't help myself.
Yeah, and let's be fair, like, there's no part of them that doesn't understand that, right? They understand that. It's just, they don't want it yet. I understood I was powerless forever. I even understood my life was unmanageable. I just didn't want to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a thorough first step experience, right? It was like 95. I still thought, like the jaywalker, I thought it would be different this time. Just one more time.
I think it takes a truly, like, horrific, disastrous life experience for you to actually want to be sober and enter recovery. At least for me it did. I was like, I had to hit a point where I was like, I have to stop or my life is gonna actually fall apart. Sometimes you know you have one shot left.
Yeah.
And that's not to say you wish something bad would happen to anyone, but until I think they reach a moment where they're like, holy shit, I'm gonna die if I don't get clean, or at least fade into oblivion somehow, I don't think they'll do it.
3 people tried to murder me, succeeded, and I was brought back to life. Like, that's what it takes for a guy like me to get sober. So who am I? Who am I? You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to other people's experience, I don't know, right?
Robert says his journey into sobriety began when he was attacked by 3 men in the tunnels.
3 guys attacked me, axe, that's what all this is. Hit me with an axe, I got a dent in my skull, stabbed me in the leg, the whole 9 yards. Broke the jaw, lacerated liver, swelling of the brain, and dragged me on the train tracks, left me for dead. It's a couple 100 feet from my tunnel. I'm laying dead in the train tracks, the cops show up, they drag me off, they revive me. Train comes.
Don't trust
They revive me, I wake up, I'm screaming, they give me a shot of morphine, I die again. Then I wake up in the hospital 3 days later. I wake up on my life support, I got a nurse yelling at me, screaming at me. She's trying to calm me down because I'm ripping everything out, right? I feel a hand touch my forehead and I feel the presence of God, right? What my God is, I felt it.
Well, congrats, man, that's crazy. But I mean, obviously, if you've been in recovery rooms, you understand that that experience is different for everybody, but that moment is shared. Something so chaotic happens. So you have to analyze what behavior and what factors put me in that situation. Because obviously, it wasn't your fault that those guys attacked you.
I need more
time. It was, let's be fair.
No, but I mean, 3 guys tried to kill you. That's not normal.
I get that piece of it, but I also understand my part. So it wasn't like I was just some guy that fell in my hard times and just was sitting there not bothering nobody. No, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of that too, let's be fair, right? Like,
you do now, but I think what a selfish, you know, addictive person might do is they'd wake up and say, fuck those guys, I'm gonna go get loaded. I just survived something shitty, I need to celebrate.
And I did, let's be fair. But the swelling of the brain, memory loss. So I would have a resentment, because I have a gun buried in the desert out there somewhere. I don't even know if the gun works, like, let's be fair, like, I'm no badass at all. But like, my mind is telling me, I'm gonna get those fuckers, I'm gonna get those fuckers, always those fuckers, right? The swelling of the brain, literally every 10 minutes, I would forget everything. It's an amazing, for you new in recovery, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, it hurts like a motherfucker. I had like ringing inside my head for 3 months straight. It sounded like that train, but it was amazing. It gave me a free pass for 3 months. And by that time I was already like coming out of treatment, living in sober living, starting to buy in, and I said, okay.
Obviously, I'm sure you've seen the YouTube videos and like some of the local folklore, and this concept of mole people has become this urban legend in Las Vegas.
Trash.
We were talking to people on the streets, random people on the strip, and they were like saying they make like child snuff films down there.
Trash.
Someone said something that someone actually said they glow in the dark because they haven't seen sunlight in like a year.
They're not real people. They're all like dismembered. It's all like a big incest ring of just rat people underground. Like,
it's interesting how the oversaturated media of the tunnel has kind of created this urban legend that it's like the sketchiest people and that it's this like vast underworld of criminals.
It's the fear of the unknown. There's not one place in this world where that hasn't had an effect, right? It's the fear of the unknown, so I assume. I assume because I heard that, you know what I mean? Like, that's really why the name is so important to us, right? We want to shine a light on this, like, true and honest message of what it really is, right? We take out as many people as we can from all walks of life to show them. Because what happens is then they become our advocates. They become the advocates for the people that are living there. That this is really what's going on. It's not this crap you're telling yourself. Like, I hate that term, low people. It makes my fucking skin boil.
How come?
It's just like, it's disrespectful, right? It's no different. It's like a, I don't want to, it's like a, it's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of empathy. Because those are somebody's brother, sisters, uncles, cousins, grandmothers that fell on hard times for whatever the reason, right? And there's not one family that I know of that hasn't been touched by addiction, mental health, bad luck, right? And we all know what they feel. We all know what they feel. We just haven't all felt it at the same exact time to this extreme, right? We all know hopelessness. We all know depression. We all know isolation, separation, disassociation, right? Lack of hope, thinking we're powerless, thinking it's not going to work. Like, of course, those are common, right? On a daily basis. But they're feeling it in that perfect storm all in one time. You know what I mean? How are they going to get out of it? How powerless did you feel in those moments when you didn't have hope, right? Somehow you were able to walk through it, right? But they're not, because it's so overwhelming and all happening at the same time. You know what I mean?
must wait.
So it's like, to say they're moral people, it's just another way to hold them down.
Yeah.
When the reality is the shame is on those people, right? Because they're not doing anything to fix the problem.
Yeah.
All right? So instead of looking at myself, I'm going to shame you, and my hands are clean.
If you'd like to donate to Shine a Light, you can go to their website, shinealightlv.com/donate. I'll leave the link in bio. And if you live in the Vegas area and want to help, maybe consider volunteering on Wednesdays. Anywho, after a week of covering the tunnels, I was ready to switch gears and received an anonymous tip by the way of email that DARE, you know, the widely mocked Reagan-era school program that aimed to fight the war on drugs by teaching middle school students about the dangers of marijuana, cocaine, graffiti, gangs, and beyond, would be relaunching after losing its federal funding in 2006, when studies emerged showing that the number of juvenile drug users actually increased after DARE's nationwide launch in the early 90s. Now, apparently though, DARE is coming back as a result of fentanyl and vaping, and their commencement ceremony was to be held just a mile away from the tunnels at the soon-to-be-demolished Tropicana Casino. So we packed our bags, headed over there, and immediately spotted a pro-drug protester outside the building, who apparently had just been kicked out.
Daryl Gates said, quote, every drug user should be shot and killed in the streets.
But I do believe that we've got to get serious.
That is the center and core tenet of the DARE philosophy, by associating drugs with violence. Drugs are not violent. Try doing some. Legalize heroin! Every drug should be legal!
This is Haley, the only protester outside the International DARE Conference in Las Vegas, where inside, hundreds of future DARE officers are being trained by seasoned veterans, like Retro Bill, who once told me, by way of a roll-in TV set in 5th grade, not to do cocaine or join a gang.
These illegal drugs are always bad for you. Marijuana is also a harmful drug. Say no! Get the police involved to help you solve gang problems in your community.
And somehow, there I was, face to face with him in my hotel room.
Retro Bill, capital R-E-T-R-O, capital B-I-L-L, also known as the International DARE Safety and Self-Esteem Buddy, official title. I've been motivationally speaking professionally for 25 years. We never know. You could watch a documentary on television. You can see a news segment on TV, right? You can read a book. You can read a quote, right? You can hear a speaker speak. It could be a teacher, a counselor, a police officer, a Retro Bill, and all of a sudden, just know this.
I'm not ready yet.
Something will click for somebody in a positive way.
Retro Bill sees the DARE program as an opportunity to stop children from heading down a path of drugs and destruction.
I'm not ready yet.
Haley, on the other hand, does not agree.
Ignorance is killing people. Poverty is killing people. Heroin is a medicine. Look up Dr. Barbara Browers. Dr. Barbara Browers is a physician and scientist in Switzerland.
Need more time.
Using heroin to treat schizophrenia and other psychiatric.
Pretty strong medicine, though.
Well, yeah, but anything can be, you know, alcohol is a pretty strong medicine, but yet we still can drink beer. You know, you can have beer, you can have jungle juice, moonshine stuff, you know, like...
If you'd like to see our complete documentary, Dare Conference, which features interviews with the president of Dare, Retro Bill, the Dare Student of the Year, Dare Officer of the Year, the Captain of Dare Mexico, and other concerned school security officers, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/channel5. Again, that's www.patreon.com/channel5. As many of you know, we are a completely independent, primarily crowdfunded news organization, and most of that funding comes from our Patreon, where supporters pay $5 a month to gain access to an exclusive catalog of unreleased, extended, and uncensored content, as well as a behind-the-scenes show called C5 Newsroom, which you can only see on Patreon. Anyways, if you enjoyed this documentary and want to keep us on the road, consider supporting. Have a nice day.
Stupid mistake. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Now I know you think you all that, and maybe I should tip my hat. Fuck that. Fuck you in the horse you rode in on.
Also, I have some great news. Channel 5 is officially worldwide. That's right. This entire documentary is available in 5 different languages: Spanish, Japanese, French, German, and of course, Brazilian Portuguese. I can't come to Brazil yet, but I figured this is the next best thing. So if you want to see Glenn get an ID in Japanese, or you're just curious what a German boxer might sound like, it's super easy. Go to the bottom right corner of the video where you see the settings icon, hit that button,
then meander on up to where it says audio track.
From there, you'll see all the different languages that this video is available in. Give it a try. And this isn't just some AI bullshit. We hired real teams of human voice actors from across the whole world to join our new Channel 5 translation team. Announcement 2.
Impressive.
For the past 3.5 years, maybe almost 4 years now, I've been working on a secret film. I don't want to tell you the name yet, but I've been working behind the scenes in complete secrecy on a pretty massive project. And I'm so excited to say that the first draft of the movie is finished. It's finished, it's complete, but I'm not ready to put it out yet. I want to do like a test screener, so I booked a theater in Boston called the Chevalier. The Chevalier? June 13th, Chevalier Theater. I'm basically just gonna premiere the rough draft of the movie for a live audience. I'm gonna be there doing a Q&A, it's gonna be a good time. So if you wanna come to my movie screening, you can buy tickets to Untitled Andrew Callahan film screening at the link in the description.
Canal 5 en vivo en el mundo, Hollywood Divine. Al carajo la autoridad, Canal 5 Noticias. Canal 55, no nos llevamos con lamebotas. El 5 es el mejor número.
That's the funny shit there. I guess. Educational. Awareness. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you've seen it. Is it everything you expected?
Let's give the people what they want.
Wow, let's give the people what they want. The joke was on Batman fans all along, wasn't it? That's why they named this movie Joker. This video is brought to you by AlienClothing.com. That's AYYLIEN Clothing.com. Check out the new manga horror collection, inspired by Japanese horror artists like Junji Ito and Kazuo Umezu. If you like things like monsters, aliens, and weird stuff, then odds are you'll love something over there. Use code JOKER for 15% off your order. Now please enjoy the video. Let me go over some things that I liked about this movie real quick. There is some interesting cinematography, and the acting was good. I liked the introductory cartoon, and the part when Arthur questions Gary Puddles in the courtroom. I like seeing him realize how much he hurt the only person that ever showed him any kindness, and I like the idea of people falling in love with fantasies. I just wish Arthur was more active in his own movie, and did more than just ask people for cigarettes over and over, and have a couple of court scenes. I did find the movie a little bit self-indulgent. I really like Brendan Gleeson in this movie. He plays a security guard that gets kind of close with Arthur in this like domineering sort of way, and I thought that was interesting at least.
Let's give the people what they want.
It's kind of messed up they put that line in the trailers, because this movie does anything but give the fans what they want. If anything, it spits on their shoes and tells them to go fuck themselves. This movie is funny, but not because it's actually funny. This movie hates its fan base, and it's ironically funny in that way. Before I saw all the bad reviews, I was kind of expecting Arthur Fleck to develop further into the villain that we all know and love, but of course that doesn't happen. Not even a little bit. What's even more infuriating is that the trailer intentionally misled people into believing that's gonna happen. After watching the trailer to this movie, what did you expect to see going into the theater? You probably expected to see a revolution take place of some sort, with Harley Quinn and Joker at the helm. They show bits and pieces spliced together in the trailer that hint this narrative, but it isn't anything close to what we get in the actual movie. We, the audience, are the butt of the joke.
Sometimes when people do sequels, they try to pick what they think worked in the first one and repeat it. Whereas this movie goes in a completely different version. It's almost as if it's an anti-Joker. It goes so...
This movie tells us that this version of Joker would never turn out like the other versions. To his core, Arthur Fleck is a pathetic, mentally ill incel, and nothing, according to Todd Phillips, can change that. Arthur gets everything he's ever dreamed about, but he still remains the same throughout the entire movie. Unfortunately, this movie is one of those instances where mostly every good scene was in the trailer, and most of those exist only in Arthur's mind. This movie is a love story, kind of. Like the title suggests, it's a love story between two mentally ill people. What I was expecting to see, and what I think most people were expecting to see, was to watch this delusion manifest itself into something real in Arthur. To have him blossom and change in this weird, twisted way. Not to have his character fizzle out and die like a worm on pavement on a hot summer's day. I watched some interviews with Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, and there's this funny moment where Lady Gaga reaches for a glass of water, and Joaquin takes it from her, thinking that she's giving it to him when she really grabbed it for herself.
Not for you.
I just thought it was funny.
You know, it'd be really funny if we do this and you just sort of throw a wrench in the whole thing and you do it because you're servicing the joke.
Not ready yet.
I think we should have seen this coming. Todd Phillips' sequels have always sucked. Remember Hangover 2?
You did it, buddy.
Sure did.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm not saying it would have made sense for this version of Joker to transform magically into the version from The Dark Knight, because those two characters are so profoundly different and only share a name and setting. But I think it would have been nice to see Arthur's character arc align itself a little more with that villain role that we were all expecting to see, and it would have made sense for that to happen. That's the most annoying part. At the end of the first movie, he had already transformed. His character completely snapped. He already experienced the beginning of his villain arc. But in the second movie, he reverts back to who he was in the beginning of the first movie. And then he stays there throughout the entire movie, only to be killed off at the end. It's so dumb. The man is beloved by people all around the city. He's showered in love by a woman that comes out of nowhere, and he loves her in return. There's a cartoon that was made about him, and he knows about it. He's receiving all these odd rewards for his crimes. Wouldn't it make sense, then, for this madman to lean in that direction some more? For him to embrace a life of crime, since crime was the only thing that brought his life any satisfaction? The only thing that led to people showing him love? Not according to Todd Phillips. He will remain a pathetic incel no matter what we want. No matter what makes sense for the plot, this is what's gonna happen.
We really want the movie to feel like it was made by crazy people.
You did it! And I'm not saying this movie should have championed Arthur either. I don't think this movie should have portrayed him in this great light, like, oh my god, society's so evil, and this guy's murders, they were kind of justified. Look at how cool he is. Everybody loves him. Now he's super powerful, he's got his girlfriend, he's got his homies. Now he's a crime lord. What are you gonna do, Gotham? I think that would have been kind of silly, but in my opinion, the movie should have been ramping up in that direction, only to shoot him down at the end. He's still just as pathetic. He's confident in himself during like 2 scenes, and that quickly fizzles out. The world around him kind of changes, but he doesn't take advantage of that in any way, really. Arthur Fleck in this movie is like a dead fish in water. We're watching him swirl around in a whirlpool as the world around him does stuff, but he doesn't do anything all that meaningful in this movie, aside from like one court scene, in which he fails miserably to defend himself. Yeah, he basically is an observer in his own movie. It's so strange. Do you know what would be super epic? If the first movie, which is an interesting new take on the origin of Joker, wasn't actually the origin of Joker at all.
What?
It would be amazing if the second movie revealed that Arthur Fleck was an eternal failure at everything he does. I would love to see Arthur get beaten in jail, especially if there's an implied scene.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
By the end of the movie, Harley Quinn realizes that Arthur isn't Joker, and that he doesn't really believe himself to be this fantasy. She was only in love with the fantasy, not with Arthur, so her love for him dies. And it's such a pathetic scene.
All we had was the fantasy, and you gave up.
Where she starts to like sing at him on the staircase. You see, Arthur Fleck isn't even the real Joker.
Scratch that. Reverse it.
The actual Joker from the Batman comics and movies in this universe gets revealed to us at the end of the second movie. Doesn't that just make the first movie so much better, guys?
I must wait.
Do you know how dumb it is that in this universe, the actual villain Joker from Batman was just inspired by this guy named Arthur Fleck, a random loser who dressed up as a clown? He was so inspired by this guy. The actual Joker likes him so much that he decides to kill him and then name himself after him and dress like him. Very epic. The only way this would have worked is if it was Nicolas Cage revealed at the end to be the real Joker. I get the age discrepancy between Arthur Fleck and Bruce Wayne, and how that's kind of weird, but still, I just assumed this was a new take on Joker. Not that this guy wasn't ever Joker in the first place.
The Joker is me!
You sure about that?
In this universe, they're telling us that Joker is a mask that anyone can wear, or like a symbol. And Arthur was just the one who started it. I don't like this at all. The Joker isn't supposed to be like Iron Fist, or Green Lantern, or... In this movie, the two leads sing about how much they like each other over and over, about how they'll change the world. I think it was a bad idea to turn this movie into a musical, mostly because as a musical, it sucks.
What you doing, buddy? I wrote a musical. Huh? You wrote a musical?
Why? Why did you do that?
Just to write a musical. What? Does there have to be a reason? I don't think so.
Yeah, there does. Nobody writes a musical for no reason. It doesn't make sense.
All right, well, this guy did, so there you go. Who's the mark? I don't know.
Yeah, whose face are we shoving this
You don't
musical
shove a musical in someone's face. What are you talking about? I mean, look, I just wrote a musical to write a musical, okay? I don't have a ulterior motive here. I'm not trying to screw anyone or gain anything out of it.
I wouldn't necessarily say that this is actually a musical. In a lot of ways, it's...
Most of the songs in this movie come out of nowhere and are just plain bad.
I don't want to live there.
Why do birds...
Oh, are you kidding me?
Joaquin Phoenix, while I love him as an actor, the guy can't sing. But Elvis, remember Walk the Line? It's been 20 years since then, okay? Whatever musical training he had back then has faded with time. He was great in that movie, though.
Don't you think it's a little too much?
A little much. She's a fool, and don't I know it? But a fool can have her charm.
And obviously Lady Gaga can sing, but they hardly ever use her to her full potential, and she explains in an interview that she was trying to make herself, you know, dumbed down to meet Joaquin on his level, aside from like one song in the movie. But the songs themselves are just like mediocre to bad.
I actually spent a lot of time with Joaquin trying to find a voice just for Lee for my character, and really to kind of divorce all of my stage tricks or things that feel natural to me emotionally as a singer, because Lee's not a singer.
Imagine trying to make the songs in a musical sound worse by using the characters in that musical as an excuse. As if every character in West Side Story was a practiced vocalist or something. You see what I mean? That logic makes no sense. In a musical, it's generally understood that the characters in the movies aren't singers, but it's totally fine for the songs to sound great despite that. Did Mufasa teach Simba how to sing in a deleted scene or something? But the main thing I didn't like about it being a musical is that the movie didn't benefit from it being a musical. One or two of the songs in Arthur's imagination were cute, I thought. One song in particular was fun and bouncy, but most of them were just plain bad. Joaquin does say in an interview that the music was meant to be rough around the edges because Arthur Fleck doesn't know how to sing.
It needs to feel like it's come from Arthur, like the reality of somebody that's grown up hearing these great American standards like on his mom's radio, and then just kind of singing it, but there's nothing polished about it. It should be rough around the edges.
You know when you watch a musical and you sigh with annoyance when you recognize that a song is about to start?
I didn't want you to go. If you go away. Oh, come on!
That was very much my reaction to a lot of the songs in this movie. Not all of them, but most of them fell flat and they felt out of place. When you watch them, it feels like you're watching a dog walk on its hind legs. It's kind of awkward, and maybe that's what they were going for. And if so, then maybe this movie just wasn't for me, but if the reviews are anything to go by. There's a moment in this movie when the guards in Gotham's prison allow Harley Quinn, or Lee, as she's referred to in this movie, into solitary confinement with Arthur.
One of the guards let me in.
Why would the guards ever allow a woman into solitary confinement with this guy? Did she offer sexual favors? Like, what's going on? A little bit of an explanation would be nice. It's such a silly scene. Yeah, they bang in solitary confinement. And she brings him makeup into the cell with her so she can paint his face to look more like a clown. And what makes it even sillier is that he lasts like 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah,
realistic. It's just so painful. Like, to take this.
Ja se ustaram jutros kad i majka.
Čuo sam da si, a mi negdje pada da ću čak. Čuo sam se jako. Reći mi moraš voditi pare tu unutra bankomat.
A mogu hoćeš sad odem?
Ajde. Daj, koliko mi do 5, samo do 5. Vodi.